Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome inside the Hively Family Television Broadcast Suite in the Don Constantini Multimedia Center at Stambaugh Stadium in Youngstown, Ohio, where the number 21 Youngstown State Penguins are getting set to host the Murray State Racers in Missouri Valley Football Conference action. My name is Dre Smith. I'll be joined by my broadcast partner, three-time national champion offensive lineman Chris Samarone here in just a few moments. Youngstown State, which is led by sixth-year head coach Doug Phillips, is coming off a key 40-35 road victory last Saturday at ninth-ranked Illinois State to snap a two-game losing skid and improve to 4-3 overall and 1-2 in MVFC play. Junior dual-threat quarterback Bo Brungard was named the Stats Perform FCS National Offensive Player of the Week for the second time this season on Monday after throwing for a career-high 328 yards and 2 touchdowns while adding 200 yards and 3 more scores on 30 carries in last week's comeback win over the Redbirds. Brungard set a new single-game school record with 528 total yards in last week's victory, and he enters this week ranking first nationally among all FCS players in total yards per game, second in rushing touchdowns, third in rushing yards per game, and fourth in total rushing yards. On the other side today, Murray State arrives in Youngstown still searching for its first win of 2025 after a 35-14 home setback to number 2 South Dakota State last Saturday, which dropped the Racers to 0-7 overall and 0-3 in Missouri Valley Football Conference play. Murray State is led by second-year head coach Jody Wright, who won 4 FBS national titles during 2 different stints as an assistant under the legendary Nick Saban at Alabama. As we move closer to today's opening kickoff, I'm thrilled to bring in my broadcast partner, three-time national champion offensive lineman Chris Samarone. Chris, it's great to be back with you here today at the Ice Castle. What do you see as the keys for YSU to keep the momentum rolling after a big win last week? And conversely, what does Murray State need to do to pull off the upset today and get their first win of the season?
Yeah, before I get into those keys, Dre, it is great to be back on the TV broadcast. I was over on the radio side the last few weeks helping out. I feel like a utility infielder going back and forth. But keys today, well, YSU, you got a team here that hasn't won a game all year. You hear that term used a lot, a trap game possibly. Maybe YSU's looking ahead to North Dakota State next week. Can't allow that to happen. Got to continue to execute at a high level, get ahead of this team. Don't let them hang around and think they can win. I would jump on them early and stay ahead, and I think YSU should have no problem if they can do that. Murray State, they got nothing to lose, Dre. So, again, if they can establish the run a little bit this week, we know they can throw it, and they're going to have to play a little defense and stop Brungard.
Josh Wilkins, the redshirt freshman, gets his right foot into the football, and it'll go through the end zone for a touchback. And out on offense to start will be Murray State. We do have a Penguin down. We'll check on that here momentarily.
Timeout, injured defensive player.
So they'll check on Chris Samarone, who's down on the opening kickoff as we get ready to see Murray State's offense. As Murray State, as we mentioned, comes in 0-7. Their quarterback, Jim Ogle, the redshirt freshman, 6'2", 220-pounder out of Jacksonville, Alabama. He will make his 8th consecutive start to begin the season here today to lead Murray State on offense. Ogle has thrown for over 1,500 yards, 7 touchdowns, but 11 interceptions, completing nearly 61% of his passes. And Ogle is the son of co-offensive coordinator Jimmy Ogle, who's in his second season as the co-OC for Jody Wright and Murray State. As Jimmy Ogle, the co-OC and running backs coach, faced YSU before, back in his stint at Jacksonville State from 2000 to 2021. He was the offensive coordinator there from 15 to 21.
Yeah, we played them in that 2016 season, Dre, 15-16 season, where we went to the national title game. And that game was down at Jacksonville State, which was, I think, a quarterfinal game. So that was a big win for the Gwins on the road. So, yeah, he's got a little familiarity with this Youngstown State program.
As the Penguins are able to get one of their key special teams players and linebacker Chris Samarone to his feet to help him off the field here as we start this one, the senior from Canfield, Ohio.
Yeah, not looks good for my son there. What a way to start this ball game.
So one of the leaders of that defensive group, Chris Samarone, will get helped off, and you see his teammates coming over to show him a ton of love. One of the well-respected members of this program and a key, like I said, a key member of the kickoff units and tons of different parts of this team. So hopefully he'll be able to get some attention and get back as soon as possible. Meanwhile, the Penguins will lock in defensively, try and lift up their teammate. Defensively, the Penguins, under defensive coordinator John Hainline, are allowing just over 29 points per game on the season, allowing just under 136 rushing yards per contest while giving up over 228 passing yards per game. The Penguins will be without one of their talented players in the back end for the second straight game, as Dathan Hickey, the senior safety from Bristol, Connecticut, is going to sit this one out with a lingering injury. They hope to get him back next week. And out comes the offense for Murray State as we will have our first play from scrimmage. Jim Ogle, the redshirt freshman quarterback, will lead the way for the Racers. Pressure off the edge. Karsten Marshall was there. They swing it out to the tailback out of the backfield. Pickup of a few near side, and that'll get the offensive possession rolling for the Racers.
Yeah, quick swing route out to the right side of their formation, Dre, getting it out to Jordan Washington, the running back, and here they go with a hurry-up offense, Dre, getting on the ball quick here.
We talked about the quarterback, Jim Ogle's father, Jimmy, being the co-OC. They also have co-offensive coordinator and O-line coach Adam Ross as well, helping lead this offensive unit. Handoff goes to Jordan Washington, the redshirt freshman tailback, and not a lot doing on second down.
Yeah, Dre, that's been their weakness. They've been forced to throw the ball a lot because they just can't seem to get anything established with their running game. And I think coming into today, they really wanted to work Juwan Northington, their lead back, and try to be able to stay balanced.
So now the Racers face 3rd and 4 at their own 31 on their opening possession of today's game. Ogle stands in the pocket, sets on his back foot, fires, put it in a good spot. It's incomplete, but we do have a marker behind the action.
Yeah, it was a good throw. It was an opportunity for his receiver to make a play, but it looks like there might have been some contact before that ball arrived, Dre. And I believe for the Penguins, that looks like it was Shaheed that might have interfered with the receiver.
Pass interference, defense number 6, spot foul, automatic first down.
So Carl Chapman, our referee today, gives us the call against Makai Shaheed, the sophomore safety from Gahanna, Ohio. So that'll move the ball out to the 45 for Murray State. Pass on the last play was intended for their leading receiver, and he's a dynamic one. Darius Cannon, the sophomore transfer from Kentucky, comes in leading the Racers in all receiving categories. Handoff off the left side to Washington, and just not much there.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like the safety came up for the Penguins. Dane Hodge, he plays that strong safety position. I believe that was him that came up and made that play for no gain. Again, they're going to try to show some balance here early, Dre. But I think any success they're going to have today is going to be through the airways.
Quick throw out near side. They get it in the hands of their primary playmaker. That's Darius Cannon, the sophomore wide receiver. And he's forced out of bounds into YSU territory.
Yeah, swing receivers out to the right there. Cannon just with a quick out and a throw out there to the perimeter, and he's able to get upfield. Good blocking by their wide receiver, Lucas Jardins, which allowed Cannon to get upfield and make this a manageable 3rd down for the Racers.
3rd down and 4 from the 49, just inside YSU territory for Murray State. Ogle stands in the shotgun. Player in motion, they pitch it to him. That's Jalen Richmond. Cuts up field, and he's going to be short of the first down marker as the Penguins cut him down shy of the 45.
Yeah, good job there by, I think that was Marshall, that was able to get down the line of scrimmage and get out there and make that play just shy. They're going to go for it here.
So quickly to the line. Ogle will take it, try to go quickly off the side.
I think he got it based on that spot from the far side, and yes, he did.
They are going to go ahead and move the chains. We do have offsides against Youngstown State, I believe, from the near side of the field, and that will be
offside.
For sure, first down.
Defense number 3.
That'll only confirm
penalty.
it.
It results in a first down.
So that'll move the sticks for the Racers.
So good start here for the Racers here. Been able to move the football, Trey, into YSU territory. You couldn't ask for a better start, moving the chains. That's their second first down to start this drive, and have had some success here early on.
Murray State scoring just over 20 points per game on the season. Here's a tricky look from the Racers, and the pass incomplete is a couple different fakes, and then a throw incomplete near side intended for J.K. Carter.
Yeah, fake the reverse coming back around, but really it was just a rollout to the right side for Ogle. And good job by that Penguins secondary and their linebackers in man coverage in the back, defensive backfield. Did a good job in coverage. Nobody open, had to throw it away.
2nd down and 10. Opening offensive possession of the game for Murray State. This time handoff goes to Washington. Gets around the edge, upfield, keeps the feet moving out near the 30-yard line. And a strong run there from the redshirt freshman.
They picked up 8 there. Just kind of a jet sweep out there. Again, a read option there. Was able to get it to Worthy, and he gets upfield. Again, another manageable 3rd down here for the Racers.
Some extra tight ends in the formation for the Racers on 3rd and short from the 32-yard line. Ogle at 6'2", 220 will get under center. Man in motion. Up man takes the handoff.
He got it.
Stood up by a number of Penguins. It'll all depend on the spot.
I think he's short.
They're marking 4th down.
Yeah, just a quick dive. Not sure who that was. I think that was number 22, Emmanuel, the 5'8", 200-pound redshirt freshman running back. And he was not able to get the line to gain. And another 4th down here for the Racers early in this ball game.
As you said, Chris, nothing to lose. 4th down. Why not? Got some momentum on your opening drive into YSU territory. They'll keep the offense out there on 4th and 1. Ogle. Play action, gonna go to the air, floats, man wide open. That is Lucas Desjardins, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Murray State. And we have a marker late near the sideline. We'll check that, but in the meantime, it's a 4th down touchdown for the Racers as Jim Ogle hits Lucas Desjardins for the score.
This is what I was afraid of if you're a YSU fan, Dre, is, again, this is a team got nothing to lose, 4th and inches. What do? They throw it, and what a great call. In hitting their tight, or really that wide receiver, Desjardins, wide open down the seam. But again, it started with the play fake, and YSU thinking they were going to run it there on that 4th and inches.
So now, after the touchdown,
I think they're beyond unsportsmanlike, excessive celebration.
I saw the marker come in from the near side as the touchdown
After
was
the
scored.
play,
Here's the call.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense number 12. That penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. We also have sideline warning on Murray State. There's no yardage with this penalty.
So the excessive celebration goes against Desjardins after the touchdown. It was a 32-yard connection from Ogle to Desjardins. And now on for the extra point is the graduate student Jack Tannehill. The extra point up and through, and that'll take us to our first timeout. Murray State on 4th and 1 gets a 32-yard touchdown connection from Ogle to Desjardins, and the Racers lead 7-0 with 10:48 to go in our opening quarter here at Stambaugh. welcome back to the Hively Family Television Broadcast Suite here at Stambaugh Stadium. Dre Smith, Chris Samarone, and our entire crew here on hand for homecoming at Youngstown State University. Weather turned out to be pretty decent here today in late October. Had the parade down Fifth Avenue. And now the Penguins trying to follow a YSU volleyball win earlier this morning with a win on the football field. They're down 7-0 earlier, the Penguins. Here's a short kick. Alex McDonald, the tight end, will be the one to field it, and he'll be cut down at about the 44-yard line. And out for the first time today is the reigning Stats Perform FCS National Offensive Player of the Week and reigning Missouri Valley Football Conference Offensive Player of the Week, Bo Brungard, to lead the YSU offense. Brungard with a masterclass performance last week in Normal, Illinois. 328 passing yards, a career high, 2 touchdowns, and just 30 carries for 200 yards and 3 more scores on the ground.
I don't know if there's a quarterback at the FCS level that's playing any better than he has this year, Dre. And you talk about that progression he's made from year 1 to year 2 as a starter, and boy, this offense is reaping the reward of all his hard work in the offseason.
First play for the Penguins. Brungard on the speed option, pitches it out to Flash Wilson, who puts his shoulder into the defender and picks up first down yardage into Racer territory.
Well, we've seen that now. They're working that in a lot of late here, Dre. As Coach Yurchich, the offensive coordinator, has been trying to run that option play with Brungard, and now you're seeing Flash Wilson as the tailback on that play, and slowly but surely they're getting comfortable doing that each week. That's starting to look better and better, and that time that was executed to perfection.
Flash Wilson, the transfer from Division II Slippery Rock's been a big impact for this offense as a transfer. First and 10 at the 42. Inside handoff goes to Jaden Gilbert, who's been the primary tailback for the Penguins this year, and he fights forward to the 39-yard line. Short pickup, but a physical run for Gilbert on first down.
Yeah, good pickup on first down, about almost 4 yards there, Dre. I mean, I think, again, there's such a size advantage by this YSU offensive line as compared to the Racer defensive line. They should be able to lean on them and wear them down. And so running the football with their tailbacks should be effective today.
2nd and 7 at the 39 for the YSU offense. Brungard brings Flash Wilson in motion. The give to Wilson. Hesitates, turns on the Jets up near first down yardage at the 32-yard line.
Yeah,
I'll mark him right at the sticks, first down.
Yeah, just that jet sweep out there, Dre. I mean, there was nobody out there on the perimeter. As a defense, the thing you want to have happen to make, for your defense, you got to be able to set an edge. And right there was no edge as Flash Wilson was able to run untouched for at least 10 yards before the safety was able to come up and push him out of bounds. And that's a good sign here for a YSU fan offensively, as they've been able to run it and with ease so far in this game.
On first down, Brungard, plenty of time. Drops it to Wilson under the middle as a check down. Positive yards on first down. A couple yards, it'll be second down at about 8.
Yeah, I think he looked at Gilbert coming out in the flat over on the left side. Didn't want that, just checked down to Flash Wilson right underneath the linebackers there for a modest gain of about 2. Good job by that Racer defense, their middle linebacker. I believe that was Clayton Ingram who made that tackle.
Murray State defensively giving up over 43 points per game, over 500 yards of offense per contest. A lot of young players. You look at that depth chart, and it's freshmen, sophomores, redshirt freshmen. Here's Brungard, play action on second down. Floats it out, has his favorite target. That's Max Tomczak, and he adds to his school record for receptions as he makes reception number 193 of his career and gets the Penguins first and goal.
Well, you need a lot of time for that play to develop, Dre, as Tomczak was on the left side of that formation, coming all the way across the field, catching that on the opposite numbers. So it starts with the protection up front by that offensive line, giving Brungard plenty of time to survey the field and deliver that football.
First down and goal. Ball marked at the 8-yard line. Brungard with Ethan Wright on his hip. Pump fake, tucks it, cut down at the 5. Great tackle by the freshman middle linebacker, Clayton Ingram.
Yeah, Ingram coming up from his middle linebacker. One-on-one play with Brungard is not easy to do, as there was no help, but he was able to make that tackle and get Brungard on the ground.
Ingram, one of these young players for this Murray State defense, a true freshman from Carthage, Texas. At linebacker, you have a sophomore in Keon Abdul-Rahim, a freshman in Rhett Hemphill,
How about 80 new players on their rosters for this year, Dre?
54 freshmen, too, coming in this year for the program. Here's Brungard. Keeps, dances, and scores. Touchdown, YSU, as Bo Brungard records rushing touchdown, number 13 of the season. And the Penguins are an extra point away from tying things up.
Yeah, just that read option. He kept it and really went in untouched. Good job up front by that offensive line, getting good push and getting up onto the second level, and Brungard almost able to walk into the end zone.
So now the Penguins will bring out their talented specialists, long snapper Byron Floyd, the Mentor, Ohio native, who's been a starter at Pitt as well as at Buffalo. He'll snap back to the 2024 FCS Punter of the Year, Brendan Kilpatrick, who will hold for junior place kicker Andrew Listowka. Kick is up right down the middle, and we are tied at 7 with 7:03 to go in the opening quarter at Stambaugh Stadium. We are even in Missouri Valley football conference action. We'll be back with more first half football after this.
You hear it all the time. Why Youngstown State University? Here's why. Because when it comes to engineering, medicine, sports, business, and the skills you need to take your place in the world, we take a backseat to nobody. Because we're the kind of people who look out for each other. Because we care about you, your success, and our future. Together, we are Youngstown State University. And now you know why.
Inspired design. Ultra quiet operation. To you, it's a bright evolution cooling system. To us, it's the ultimate machine.
All set.
Bryant. Whatever it takes.
To make sure you and your home stay comfortable, contact Custom Comfort Systems at customcomfortsystems.net.
Hey, hey, here we go. Number 1, Cochran. Penguins, let's go. Number 1, Cochran.
Life gets hectic, but with Mercy Health, it's never been easier to stay engaged in your healthcare, your way, whether in person or virtually. For you and everyone that depends on you. Through MyChart, you can now schedule and get access to care. Whenever, wherever, and however you need it. Mercy Health, healthcare for the universe of you. Connect with Mercy Health on the MyChart app.
Each team with touchdowns on their opening possession to begin today's Missouri Valley Football Conference matchup between number 21 Youngstown State and Murray State. Murray State jumped out 7-0. Penguins answer with a 7-play, 56-yard drive, capped off by a 5-yard touchdown run from Bo Brungard. And the Penguins have evened the score. Josh Wilkins sends it away. It'll sail into the end zone and touchback. And out comes the Murray State offense for their second possession.
Yeah, let's see what kind of adjustments this Penguin defense tries to insert here to stop that racer offense. They did a nice job moving the chains. You know, again, the run and pass in that first drive as they showed some good balance. Again, let's see what kind of adjustments here early on in this ball game this Penguin defense can do to try to slow down this racer offense.
This is Murray State's first trip to Youngstown since 1987, when both programs were in the Ohio Valley Conference. Ogle takes the snap, pitches out to their leading rusher, Jawan Northington, and he'll get around the edge for positive yardage on first down.
Yeah, nice run. Wells was out there. He's the defensive end on that play, Dre, where that ball was run and couldn't set the edge there. And Worthington was able to get outside and pick up about 5 or 6 yards there on that first down carry.
First time we've called Jawan Northington's name, the 5'9", 215-pound senior from Louisville, Kentucky, who leads the Racers in rushing attempts, yards, and touchdowns. He's also their leading rusher a year ago. This time, confusing play as the backup quarterback, Baxter Wright, is in the game, and there appeared to be some confusion as he just tucked it and went down for a loss.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. I was kind of looked like a fire drill there, Trey, as there was bodies running everywhere. Fortunately, he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
It looked like maybe a type of a gadget design, but didn't come to fruition the way it was designed. So now Ogle comes back in, the starter, as Baxter Wright, another redshirt freshman, was in there on that play. 3rd and 5 for the Racers. Ogle sends Northington in motion. Now fires to an open Desjardins over the middle, and that's enough for a Racers first down.
Wow, that's an understatement, open, Trey. That was just an easy curl route there. Easy pitch and catch beyond the marker. Penguins only rushing 3. They're dropping 8 to have 8 in coverage and have that receiver be that open right over the middle of the field is concerning. And another first down here for Murray State.
Lucas Desjardins has made an impact here early. Graduate transfer from Tulane. Play action on first down from the 38. Wanted to go deep. Now going to fire it toward the sideline, but it's too far out of the reach of Desjardins. Incomplete. 2nd down from their own 38.
They tried to take a shot. Only two racers in that route there, Dre, trying to hit Desjardins deep there, hoping to fool this YSU defense on that early down play action pass, but a good job by that secondary staying at home for the Penguins.
So on 2nd and long, Ogle stands in the pistol formation with Northington behind him. The pitch out goes to Northington. Nice cut to miss a few defenders and then get upfield near the first down marker. Physical, shifty run from the senior Juwan Northington.
Again, right at Mike Wells there at the left defense end position. He was there, just a nice cut by Northington, and then was able to break a few more tackles once he got into that 2nd level. And from 2nd and long to 3rd and 1, that was a big running play. Again, not surprised to see Murray State having this kind of success running the ball against this Penguin defense.
3rd down and 1 from their own 47. Shift over to the far side of the formation. Desjardins will cross the formation in motion, and that's a false start.
Yep.
Kind of came toward the line of scrimmage there before the ball was snapped.
Yep.
False start. Offense number 77. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Yeah, that's a huge mistake if you're Murray State there. You got 3rd and less than a yard now, 3rd and 6. Again, just a pre-snap penalty there, just a mental mistake there.
3rd down and 1 becomes 3rd and 6 after the penalty for the Racers. Man in motion, Ogle stands, pressure coming, but gets it over to Desjardins, who's wide open on the crosser, and he should have enough for a first down near midfield.
He does. Just enough time. The Penguins brought a linebacker. I think it was Karsten Marshall on the blitz, and he was just about to get to Ogle, and Ogle hit his crossing route, Desjardins. Just hanging in that pocket and delivering a good football to Desjardins, and he was able to get upfield, get the first down.
Quick handoff to Northington on first down, and the Penguins are all over it. Graydon Rollins, the redshirt freshman linebacker, in on the play.
Yeah, I think that was Rollins along with the defensive tackle for the Penguins. I think that was Cameron Cunningham also in on that stop. Colin Vaughn.
That ball over the middle sails out of the reach of the intended receiver, Darius Cannon. So now the Racers will face 3rd and 9 from midfield.
Cannon was open, just overshot him, Dre. Probably the first ball we've seen Ogle deliver today that wasn't on target.
Cannon had 5 catches for 100 yards and a touchdown in their loss to South Dakota State last week. He's been a bright spot for them this season. The transfer from Kentucky.
He is their leading receiver this year.
3rd and 9. Ogle looks toward J.K. Carter. Coverage by D.J. Harris, incomplete. And that was physical, close coverage from D.J. Harris, who had a big pick last week at Illinois State.
Yeah, glad to see the officials kind of let that hand fighting go there, Dre. That was good blanket coverage there by Harris. And Racers going to have to punt it away here.
So out comes one of the better punters in the FCS and definitely in the Missouri Valley Football Conference. Melbourne, Australia native Tom O'Hara, the sophomore, had a really good season last year for the Racers. Sends this one to Tomczak, who stands at the 9 and makes the fair catch. That'll take us to a timeout.
Timeout on the
3:23
field.
remains in the first quarter here at Stambaugh Stadium, and we are even in this Missouri Valley Football Conference matchup between YSU and Murray State. 7-all. We'll be back with more first quarter action after this. Youngstown State back to work on offense, backed up inside their own 10 after the punt from O'Hara. Brungard, who scored his 13th rushing touchdown of the season on the opening possession, takes it around the far side for about 5 to 6 on first down.
Yeah, read option again. He's been able to be successful early on, Dre, just keeping it. There has not been much of an edge on this Murray State defense, so Brungard able to get out to the perimeter really untouched and get out of bounds after 5 or 6. You'll take that all day long. Because again, it's about the shots that he takes that we want to avoid. As you know, our quarterback, he likes to run the ball a lot, but if he could do that, it preserves his health and it also advances the football.
Brungard fakes the quick throw outside to the near side and then just decides to tuck it and run far side.
Yeah, I think there, Dre, they just wanted to do a quick screen out to flash Wilson out on the perimeter. They had man coverage out there, but Brian Pooley, the cornerback, did a good job of hopping that. Brungard smart keeping it, not forcing that, and was able to, I think, get upfield, maybe just get a yard, but didn't lose anything on that play. But a good job by that Racer defense identifying that quick screen.
Third down now for the YSU offense, 3rd and 5 from their own 14. Penguins converting 41% of their third down attempts this year. Wow, big hit over the middle, and Tomczak hops right up after catching it for a first down, and that's the type of player Tomczak is. Not going to out-tough Max Tomczak. He, one of the best in the nation, and what a throw, too, in
Great
traffic.
Throw in a lot of traffic.
Penguins hustle to the line. Quick throw out to Jaden Gilbert, the tailback. He's forced out of bounds. But a positive pickup there on first down as the Penguins want to hustle into tempo.
Yeah, go back to that previous play, that third down. That was a huge throw by Brungard in a lot of traffic, but Tomczak shown probably the best hands in the FCS. Was able to hold on to that football after taking a shot.
Brungard, empty formation. Stands, now going to tuck it and go to the ground. Puts his shoulder down and carries a couple defenders upfield. It'll be 3rd and short for the YSU offense here after the run by Brungard.
You see defensively, they're only rushing 3. The Racers, linebackers kind of staying at home, not getting deep in their drops because they know you got to kind of spy dog Brungard because he does like to tuck it and run it. So that time they did a decent job of coming up and making a play there. I think on the tackle was, I think that was Kobe Roberts.
Brungard, some late shifting for the YSU offense on 3rd down and 3 from the 33. Brungard has a man, Ethan Wright, on the swing out. A lot of room for the senior tailback, and he'll be cut down near midfield, but a nice gain. 1st down, Penguins.
Amazing that there was that much wide open space there for Wright, as he had a blocker in front of him.
Wright had 4 catches for 86 yards last week at Illinois State out of the backfield. Brungard, lots of time now, forced off of his spot. Decides to keep it, and a good gain on 1st down as he'll scamper out of bounds on the far sideline.
Yeah, Penguins coming quick at the racers here in this hurry-up offense, no huddle offense here. And now they're going to huddle, but yeah, some good success there over the last several plays of just really getting the racers, not giving them an opportunity to substitute.
Penguins with that big physical offensive line. All-American Des Milley at left tackle. Shane Keenan goes from right tackle to right guard today with an injury to Joseph Farah. So Nick Nielsen gets the start at right tackle.
The end of the first quarter. Timeout.
And with that, we will have the end of our opening period here at Stan Boss Stadium. A competitive back-and-forth first quarter. We are tied at 7 in this Missouri Valley Football Conference matchup between number 21 Youngstown State and Murray State. We'll be back with the start of the second quarter after these messages. Today's first quarter was presented by Sweat House in Boardman. Enjoy 60 minutes in a luxury private suite equipped with your own infrared sauna, cold plunge, and vitamin C shower. Show your game ticket to receive 50% off your first visit. That's Sweat House in the shops at Boardman Park. Penguins back to work on offense. Bo Brungard, another keeper up the middle, close to a first down. Going to be 3rd down and 1 for the Penguin offense.
Almost like that wishbone, inverted wishbone look that the Penguins have been running a lot this year, but Brungard in that shotgun. And again, another read option for him where he keeps it. You know, Dre, in that first quarter, Bo, the leading rusher for the Penguins, with 6 carries for 21 yards. I mean, 6 carries. He's on his way for another 30-carry game here.
Brungard comes in to the weekend ranking 6th among all players in the FCS in rush attempts. Jaden Gilbert, the tailback, cuts, lost his footing as he made that cut, but he got enough for the first down, and the Penguins on the move into Murray State territory.
Yeah, that time he handed it to Gilbert coming to the right side of that Penguin formation. Had a lot of room to run. Again, the Penguins doing a good job at their tackles today of getting the edge and allowing these Penguin runners to get outside in some space.
First down for Bo Brungard and the Penguin offense. Brungard, 5-time Missouri Valley Football Conference Player of the Week and 2-time National Offensive Player of the Week this season as he continues to rack up the honors in his junior season. Gilbert again on first down, patiently waits for his blockers to set their blocks and then cuts outside for a good pickup on first down.
Yeah, broke a few tackles at the line of scrimmage. Gilbert showing some strength, balance, and was able to get outside to the perimeter and was knocked out of bounds there after a pickup of about 6 yards on first down. So the Penguins sticking to the drive, or excuse me, sticking to the run here on this drive and having success.
Ethan Wright checks in the game, the senior who was a member of the Missouri Valley Football Conference all-newcomer team a year ago before having his season cut short due to injury. But he is back and healthy. Blocks for Brungard, who fires underneath the tight end, Alex McDonald, cut short of the first down, but it's going to set up a 3rd and short for YSU.
Yeah, McDonald coming on that crossing route underneath the linebackers. I think that was Hemphill, the linebacker, who came up to make that play just shy of the first down marker. So the Penguins with a 3rd and short.
McDonald, the tight end, junior from Chardon, Ohio, has stepped in to a bigger role with Austin Bray out for the season due to injury. McDonald, Seacrest, both in there on a 3rd and 2. Brungard, hesitation, now dives forward, and that's enough for a first down. Got behind Shane Keenan and fell forward for a new set of downs.
It's got to be a luxury for Mike Yurchich, the offensive coordinator for YSU, when you got a back that can carry it like Brungard. And he's just not a guy that needs space and can beat you with speed. He's also a physical runner from the quarterback position. He's able. I got to say, Dre, in all of the short yardage situations we faced this year, he's been the guy that has carried the ball predominantly in those situations. So they trust his physicality and the ability to push the pile.
1st and 10 from the 27. Brungard, play action. Stands, fires. Tom Zach, open. Gets down to the 5 before being brought down. Lifted and brought to the turf, but it's 1st and goal, Youngstown State, as Tom Zach with another big reception from Brungard.
Yeah, that's kind of a delayed pass there. Brungard with a semi-rollout to the right, faked run to the left, and that play, again, had to take some time to develop. Credit to that offensive line, providing the necessary protection for Brungard to allow Tom Zach to release late out of from that tight position he was in there. And a good throw by Brungard and another first down.
Tom Zach comes in motion as Brungard takes the snap. Handoff. Ethan Wright puts his head down.
Just shy of that goal line. Nice run by Wright, though. He put his head down. Dre almost got to the goal line there.
Staff and the fans of YSU love the way Ethan Wright runs. Physical, low center of gravity, but he's a big back. Kind of a taller back than you see sometimes, but multifaceted. Cincinnati transfer, played in 32 games for the Bearcats before becoming a Penguin prior to last season.
Yeah, you're right, Dre. 6'1", 195 pounds right, so he's a tall running back.
He was on his way to probably a 1,000-yard campaign last year before an Achilles injury. Gets the carry, and this time he will not be denied. Ethan Wright is into the end zone for the first time this season on the ground, and the Penguins have taken the lead for the first time this afternoon.
Great job by those guys up front. Again, just getting great push up front. Shane Keenan, Nielsen, Van Keen, Perkins, and Desmel Lee doing a great job of just changing the line of scrimmage, Dre. Just getting great push, and these running backs aren't getting touched until they get almost to the 2nd level.
Got to feel good for Ethan Wright getting back in the end zone for the first time since that Achilles injury last year. One of the captains and leaders of this group on and off the field. Listowka comes on to add the extra point. It's good. And with 10:32 to go in the second quarter, the Penguins are in front. They have scored 14 straight to take a 7-point lead on Murray State. We'll be back with more Missouri Valley Football Conference action after this.
Life's best moments are meant to be lived. At Southwoods Health, we're dedicated to keeping you on the move so you can enjoy every step of life's journey. Our network of orthopedic specialists treat a variety of conditions, offering innovative solutions and the latest minimally invasive procedures, including anterior approach hip replacement and robotic-assisted surgery. Whether you've suffered a recent injury or your body is just wearing down, let our team care for you. Southwoods Health. It's not just about the treatment, but how you're treated.
This is a meal. We're talking a good food that makes you feel good meal. You feeling that? Now, meal this. A salad for the first time in a week meal. A catching up with your ex meal.
So, how's your mom?
Been there. Ooh, a scoring cool dad points meal.
Obviously.
Thank you. Do I spy an I need 5 minutes to myself meal? Whatever you're feeling, at Panera, it just meals good.
Tired of waiting hours at your pharmacy for your prescription to be filled? Then come to Hometown Pharmacy, where your prescription will be filled in 15 minutes or less. That's right, 15 minutes or less. Hometown is a family-owned pharmacy with 15 convenient locations across Eastern Ohio and Western PA. For the past 24 years, we have been satisfying one patient at a time. If you're not already at Hometown, what are you waiting for?
Come to Hometown.
Come to Hometown.
Come to Hometown Pharmacy.
We're proud to be part of your neighborhood.
This season, one name is taking the field undefeated. Honda, an unmatched team of cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs with a full roster of KBB.com stats. Best overall brand, best performance brand, and best value brand. Honda has unrivaled reliability, safety, and technology at an unbeatable value with a first-string lineup of the best cars for the money by U.S. News and World Report to drive the undefeated name year after year. Search your local Honda dealer today.
Dre Smith, Chris Sammarone, and our entire crew back with you here on this late October afternoon. Homecoming at Youngstown State University as the Penguins try and win their second straight game and even up their record in Missouri Valley Football Conference play. Meanwhile, Murray State looking for their first win of the 2025 season, now trailing the Penguins 14-7 with over 10.5 to go in our first half of play. Josh Wilkins' high-hanging kickoff will be fielded inside the 5, brought out to about the 20 where some red jerseys converge, and that's where Murray State will come out offensively, now down 7.
The Penguins were able to force a punt on that last Murray State possession. Let's see if they can do it again. Good coverage there by that kick cover unit.
Penguins defensively, we talked about safety Dathan Hickey out again today. Penguins also without one of their leading tacklers, senior linebacker Preston Zandier, not playing today as well for Y issues. So a couple key players out, chance for some others to step up, get some important Missouri Valley football experience. Ogle on first down, slant route, quick hitter, complete on the in-breaking route to J.K. Carter, the graduate wide receiver from Aubrey, Texas.
Yeah, Carter, one of their top receivers this year, and you saw why right there is a good throw by Ogle. Carter able to haul that in for about 6 yards on first down. Just a quick slant throw there, and again, going to be key here for Murray State to move the ball here and possess the ball, not give it back to that YSU offense.
Inside give goes to the redshirt freshman from Helena, Alabama, Jordan Washington. Not much doing. Third down and intermediate here for the Racers.
Yeah, you see there, Dre, that Penguin defense up front. Got a lot of penetration there up front there. I mean, that was Cameron Cunningham and Colin Vaughn doing a good job changing that line of scrimmage, getting into the backfield. There's not much room to run. So 3rd and 3 here, big down for this Penguin defense. They can get off the field here and get the ball back to their offense.
Officially 3rd and 4 from the 26-yard line for the Racers. Carter comes in motion. Ogle going to keep it on a QB keep off the read option, and there's just nothing there. He doesn't have the speed to get outside as Josiah Williams-West, the freshman safety, was the first one to meet him.
No chance there. There was not sure that that play was executed correctly, but either way, he kept it on that read, and there was no blocking out in front on the perimeter there, and that's not what Murray State wanted to do on that third down. Surprised they chose to run it there, Dre, and not throw it. Anyways, they got a punt from inside their 15-yard line and give the ball back quickly to this YSU offense that's been firing on all cylinders here today.
So the sophomore Australian punter, Tom O'Hara, sends one that bounces about the 25. Tom Zach fields it on a hop and gets pushed out of bounds. And that'll take us to a timeout here at Stambaugh. 14-7 remains our score. Youngstown State in front of Murray State. We'll be back with more second quarter action of Missouri Valley Football Conference here this afternoon in Youngstown. 8:26 to go in our second quarter. Bo Brungard and the YSU offense back to work at their own 27-yard line. After forcing a Murray State punt, Penguins leading by 7 early second quarter. Little inside pitch to Kai Flash Wilson, and the Racers are ready. Not much doing there on the first play of the drive.
Yeah, that's Flash Wilson coming in motion pre-snap. Brungard in the shotgun, kind of shuffle pass to him while the backside guard and tackle were pulling around almost like a counter play that really didn't work real well, as I think it was a little bobble by Flash Wilson trying to receive that pitch. But either way, this Jurčić offense throws at you so many motions, so many formations. Well, it's hard to game plan for.
On 2nd and 8, Brungard drops it underneath to Jaden Gilbert, who gets out of the first tackle and then brought down at the 35.
Just a little bit short of that first down, Dre.
Yep.
Brungard again checking down to Gilbert over the middle. Good job by that Racer linebacker group to converge on the football there to force this third and maybe 2.
Yeah, third and about 2 for the YSU offense here. So far in the game, the Penguins on third down are an impressive 4 of 4. Brungard, meanwhile, has started this ball game 8 of 8 passing for 80 yards. On 3rd and short, Brungard. What he wanted wasn't there. Now he tucks it. Tries to get upfield, and he was short.
Good job, though, to make something out of nothing there. Get slight roll out to the right there, but a good job that Murray State defense staying at home on the left side of their defense, forcing Brungard to have to try to run for it and was unable to get to the line to gain. So the Penguins going to go for it here, though. This is about less than probably a half a yard. So we got an official timeout.
Yeah, our referee with a timeout. I think we're going to get a measurement.
Yeah, they're going to get a measurement here. He's close.
Lost in today's age of football, Chris. The measurement.
I was gonna say, you don't see it anymore.
Yeah, you watch an NFL game. This is
everything's done.
They don't
Technology has taken over, Dre.
Something about getting those sticks out there and seeing what it's about, seeing what we got. So 4th and 1 officially. They will measure to make sure Brungard didn't get to the marker.
And he's a little bit short.
That's about right. He's signaling first down. Or no? Okay.
No,
I had the right arm up. I'm like, okay.
It was a feint there, like a feint first down call.
Maybe he's seeing something different than I did.
Then raised three fingers up.
All right. So now
4 fingers up for the 4th down. So
looks like the offense coming back out.
I don't blame them. Yeah, they haven't stopped you yet, and especially with this big, massive offensive line you got up front for the Penguins against this smaller defensive front. I mean, I think, again, we've said it, in these short-yarded situations, Bo Brungard's been the lead back, and I would be shocked if he's not the guy carrying it here on this 4th down play.
4th down and 1. McDonald and Seacrest, the tight ends, motion over to the far side of the formation. They hand to Jaden Gilbert, who goes up over the top and has just enough for the first down.
Yeah, he left his feet, went over the pile there, was able to get that extra yard that was needed to get that first down. So shockingly, it was not Bo Brungard that carried it. It was a handoff to Gilbert, who did his job, put his head down, and leaped over that pile to get the first down.
This YSU offense under first-year offensive coordinator Mike Yursich, the former OC at Penn State, Texas. He's averaging almost 32 points per game as Brungard sits in his drop, fires. Wilson is out there, makes the catch and sprints into the end zone. Touchdown, Youngstown State, on a massive deep connection from Bo Brungard to Flash Wilson.
Brungard threw that ball about 65 yards, Dre, 60 to 65 yards in the air. And how about Flash Wilson redirecting? Now, Dre, he was running towards the left side of the field, redirected back to the middle, over the shoulder catch for a touchdown. You can't appreciate how difficult that catch was, that over the shoulder catch he just made.
When the ball was in the air, I was going to be impressed if he brought it in. What control and focus to see that ball in and get it to the end zone. Flash Wilson, a dynamic playmaker, shows why once again as Bo Brungard hits Flash Wilson on the touchdown from 62 yards out. 5:39 remains, second quarter in Youngstown, and the Penguins have opened up a 2-score lead on Murray State. They're in front, 21-7.
It's the biggest deal in breakfast, Dunkin's $6 meal deal. You get a medium iced or hot coffee, bacon, egg, and cheese, and 6 toasty hash browns. Dunkin's $6 meal deal is back.
Go with goals!
Some things don't start with you, they live through you. In my family, the field runs deep. In theirs, it's heating and cooling. Built by fathers, carried by sons. Not just names, but legacies. 70 years of showing up, not to make history, but to honor it.
All right, Tim, I got all your policies here.
Okay, nice. But what if... Covered. Nice. But what if...
All set.
But what if...
Tim, I customized your insurance so you wouldn't have to ask what if. It's simple human sense.
Nice.
Ask Jem Young Insurance in Canfield if auto owners make sense for you.
Whether you've set personal goals or are just making your health and well-being a priority, NovaCare is here for you. NovaCare is your trusted physical therapy partner for recovering from aches and pains, gaining strength, and preventing injury. There's no better time to make NovaCare's movement experts part of your healthcare team. To learn more about the benefits of physical therapy and get on the road to recovery and wellness, schedule an appointment today at novacare.com. Experience the power of physical therapy today.
It's the biggest deal in breakfast, Dunkin's $6 meal deal. You get a medium iced or hot coffee, bacon, egg, and cheese, and 6 toasty hash browns. Dunkin's $6 meal deal is back.
If you're looking for the best selection of officially licensed Penguins apparel and gifts, make the YSU Bookstore your first stop, located at the corner of 5th and Lincoln Avenues on the YSU campus. The bookstore has all of the top brands and is open 6 days a week, including game days. So go online to ysu.bncollege.com to learn more. That's ysu.bncollege.com to learn more about the YSU Bookstore. Penguins kick it off, and out come the Racers back on offense. They took a 7-0 lead on their opening possession, but have since given up 21 straight to the Penguins. And they need to, at least, as you mentioned earlier, keep the ball here and just possess it.
Yeah, you can't have another 3 and out and throw that football right back into the hands of Bo Brungard in that offense. But boy, this is a position they've been in all year, though, Dre, as an offense, where they're always behind in points and having to score almost every time they have the football.
On first down, Ogle with a quick throw near side, complete to Jalen Richmond, the redshirt senior from Chandler, Arizona. And that's a first down completion to open up the drive.
They start this drive with trip receivers to left formation, and he was the inside receiver and just did a quick out and had 2 blockers out in front. So that's a good play on first down to convert a first down and move the chains. But again, Dre, they got to take their time and possess the football here.
Handoff inside to their leading rusher, Juwan Northington. Still moving.
Moving the pile a little bit, able to get maybe 3 or 4 there.
As we go under.
Northington, yeah, showing his strength. Dre, he's not a small running back, 5'9", 217-pounder. The senior out of Louisville, Kentucky. Oh, and that's surprised the penalty not thrown. I was going to say there was procedure there. It was Northington was heading towards the line of scrimmage a little prematurely.
Offense, number 17, 5-yard penalty, second down.
There's several guys moving
Yeah,
there.
I think might have been a couple options on that one. So officially they get the wide receiver Trace Corum, the freshman.
Yeah, they go to that hurry up, and sometimes we've seen that several times. They were just mistakes. You know what I mean? We've had a couple procedure penalties or false start penalties against Murray State here early on in this ball game.
2nd and 11, and now
this
play shut down for another pre-snap penalty.
Yeah, another false start.
False start. Offense, number 1, 5-yard penalty. It's still second down.
This time it was the wide receiver on the near side, Cam Bullock.
Yeah, when you're winless, these are the types of things you see from winless football teams, just self-inflicted wounds. They're hard to recover when you're struggling as it is. Now you're behind the chains at 2nd and 15.
Ogle takes the snap. Throw underneath to Bullock, who secures it and falls past the 40-yard line.
So there's a good play there to Bullock. Just a quick hitch route there, and was able to get upfield after that catch and make this a manageable 3rd down. Again, they choose to hurry up.
3rd down. About 5 for the Racer offense. So we hit the 4-minute mark of our second quarter. Ogle stands, has time, has a man, complete to Jalen Richmond, and it's enough for the first down.
Huge first down for Murray State there again. That'll get that clock under 4 minutes. Don't want to give this football back to YSU with a lot of time left. Oh, caught by the lineman. So that ball was tipped by a YSU defender and caught by the lineman, and he was able to.
We got there's a marker as well on the near side, so
yeah, I don't know if he's able to advance that football, but that ball was tipped.
Yeah, definitely knocked down by the Penguins and then grabbed by the Racers. We had a penalty marker come in from the near side.
That was Cameron Stansel, the off 300-pounder, showing some soft hands. and then running with the ball for about 3 or 4 yards. He'll never probably do that again in his career. But he'll have a memory after that play, that's for sure.
Say, if you're an O-lineman, you get a chance, right, Craig? You played on the O-line.
I never had
Did you
a
ever
shot
get a
to
chance?
never had a shot to catch the football. Never got that lucky.
You got to run with it, even if you can't advance.
He almost got a first down.
Yeah,
I mean, they might want to throw him in the back on short yardage.
Now our officiating career, a lot to sort out here, so they're gonna.
Yeah, I don't know if he is able to advance it.
They'll come
I think
together.
that's what they're discussing.
Make sure this is all sorted out. With 3:33 on our second quarter game clock. Penguins have scored 21 unanswered points after falling behind 7-0. As you see Doug Phillips having a conversation, or some of the YSU assistants having some.
There is no foul on the play. Result of the play, second down.
So he does get to advance it.
Okay.
So about a 9-yard gain there on that tipped pass.
So the marker is picked up that was thrown right after the snap.
Completion to Stancil. He will make the stat line here today with a reception.
Cameron Stancil, the 6'4", 300 junior left tackle from Madison, Mississippi. Transferred in from Northeast Mississippi Junior College. Showed some athleticism. Here's Ogle. Did a good job to draw the defender, but the throw a little off the mark as Washington couldn't bring it in.
I think he fooled his running back, Washington, there as he looked like he was going to cut it up and run for it. Instead, at the last minute, threw a tough pass to handle there by Washington. So clock stops, 3:16 left in this first half. In Murray State, probably 2-down territory here.
215-pound running back, the senior Jawan Northington behind Jim Ogle on 3rd and 1. Play action to Northington. Want to go long, they will. Two defenders out there, and it's intercepted by DJ Harris. Second consecutive week with an interception for the senior corner from North Canton, Ohio, DJ Harris, and that will give the Penguins a chance to add to their lead before halftime. We might have some extracurriculars after the play. I think I see some laundry after
Wow,
the play, but
they
we'll sort that out.
fooled the Penguins early in the game with that play, Dre. Remember that on a 3rd down? They did the same thing and were able to hit it for a big play. Not this time. The Penguin cornerback's doing a good job staying at home. DJ Harris was one of them, and he's the guy that came up with the interception. Also back there was Wimpy, so neither cornerback was fooled on that play fake. And a poor decision by Ogle to just throw that up into double coverage.
Looked like after Harris went into the sideline, there was some jawing, some back and forth, and then we saw some yellow markers go flying. So
maybe offsetting penalties here,
Yeah.
unsportsmanlike on both teams. We'll see. But the Penguins with plenty of time. All 3 timeouts left here with 3 minutes left in this first half.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, Murray State, number 30. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, Youngstown, number 6. Those penalties will offset. During the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, Youngstown, number 3, hitting a defensive quarterback. That penalty will be enforced half the distance from the end of the run. First down, Youngstown.
Okay, so 2 unsportsmanlike calls or personal fouls against the Penguins. So that second one will be enforced as the first one was offset. So they're going to start inside their 10-yard line, Dre, with a lot of time, though, in 3 timeouts.
3:04 on the second quarter. Clock with 1st and 10 for the Penguins, backed up. They did march 90-plus yards with a 15-play drive for a touchdown earlier in this first half. So, but not as much time here. 3:04 on the second quarter clock. Penguins up 2 scores, having scored 21 straight points after falling behind 7-0. Bo Brungard, who has started this game 10 for 10 passing, would throw it once again here toward the sideline. Tom Zach able to get his foot inbounds as he makes the catch on the near sideline.
Boy, that's a pretty throw. That's a 25-yard out throw from Brungard. Opposite hash to the numbers. And made that throw before Tom Zach broke his route on that out pattern. And just a beautiful throw and catch. I tell you, these two are so in sync this year. You could see it, a play like that illustrates it, as their timing has just been great. And so the Penguins out past the 20.
Handoff, Jaden Gilbert with it, near side.
Gets out of bounds.
Stops the clock with 2:29 to go until halftime. We talked about this being Murray State's first trip to Youngstown since 1987. Murray State does lead the all-time series between these two programs 6-3. But the Penguins won the most recent meeting, 34-17 at Murray State. And that was November 18th, 2023, that meeting.
That's going back to them old OVC days when YSU was a member of that conference. A lot of those losses.
Gilbert again, great blocking up front, and he almost broke that one.
Touchdown saving tackle by number 9.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
Dylan Rousey, the safety.
Rousey with the tackle, and that'll take us to the 2-minute timeout. 1:56 officially remaining in our first half of action here in Youngstown. Penguins leading 21-7, and they're on the move here before the break. Back with more after this. Just under 2 minutes remaining until halftime here at Stambaugh Stadium in Youngstown, where the Penguins of Youngstown State lead Murray State 21-7. They're looking to add to their advantage before the intermission. Handoff, Ethan Wright, the senior tailback, has some room up the middle, getting closer to midfield. Just shy of the first down marker.
Yeah, plenty of time. Penguins, again, all 3 timeouts left. They're out near midfield with a minute 40 left. So they're going to take them runs if they can get them. And there's another opportunity. This one might go the distance.
Speed option to Flash Wilson. Once again, saw it early on the first play from scrimmage. And Brungard draws the defender, flips it out to Wilson, who has good yardage down the sideline inside the 40.
So much action in that play, so much misdirection. Then you got Brungard coming down the line of scrimmage. So either him or Flash Wilson with great speed can take it to the house, basically. So tough to defend.
First down at the 39 of Murray State. 1:31 remaining in the second quarter as Brungard stands at about his own, or the Murray State 44, I should say. Design quarterback run, not much, falls forward for a couple yards.
So you probably see a timeout there, maybe if you're a Penguin. No, they're going to let this clock run.
Moving toward a minute left in the first half of action here in Youngstown. 2nd and 7 after the short game by Brungard. He's 11 of 11 passing for 160 and a touchdown. He's carried it 10 times for 32 yards and a score. Under a minute to play in the half. Brungard looks out for Tom Zach, and he's going to be interfered with, as that one's easy to call, as multiple yellow markers come flying in, and Tom Zach will draw the pass interference, and that one's going to go against the
pass interference. Defense
junior.
number 1, 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Brian Pulley, the Lackawanna College transfer.
Coverage was good. Dre just didn't get his head turned around. And so then as Tom Zach was coming back for the football, if he gets his head turned around, there's no interference. But as he was coming back, he ran into him, and that is what caused that flag to be thrown. But boy, the Penguins in less than 2 minutes have gotten themselves down inside the red zone here at the Murray State 21-yard line with all 3 timeouts left.
50 seconds to go in the second quarter. Brungard in the shotgun with Jaden Gilbert. 4 receivers in the formation, plus Gilbert. Brungard was a marker.
It was a holding call there.
That'll back YSU up as Brungard scampers out of bounds, but
yeah, it was pretty blatant there. I think that was the defensive tackle. Brandon Mills was tackled. I'm not sure who was on the offense line for the Penguins, but I saw it from up here.
Holding. Offense number 62. 10-yard penalty. Replay
guard.
First down.
Pretty much threw him down on the ground, Drake. So an easy call by that umpire there. So that penalty will help Murray State's cause here on defense. The Penguins now behind the chains here on a first and looks almost 15 yards here, but still plenty of time with all 3 timeouts left.
Brungard in an empty set. 4 receivers to the far side of the formation. Luke Hensley, the single receiver near side.
You got man coverage everywhere.
Under 30 seconds on the game clock. Brungard throws, caught, picked out of the air by Luke Hensley. And now the Penguins are going to use that first timeout with 21 seconds to go.
First yard timeout. Penguins. 30-second timeout.
Yeah, wow, let that clock get down to 21 seconds. With still 2 timeouts left. Would have liked to have seen them take maybe 1 or 2 of those timeouts earlier to have a little bit more time, but they are in striking distance, Ray.
So the catch made to set up the Penguins at the 25 by Luke Hensley, the senior from Medina, Ohio, who makes his 4th catch, a veteran member of
Murray
this
State
offense.
there was showing blitz man coverage in that 5 receiver set, was showing blitz and then dropped their 2 linebackers back, but they weren't able to get back deep enough to cover that route by Hensley, that crossing route. As he was able to pick up about 12 yards, over 15 yards on that catch. So again, the Penguins similar formation here. However, Gilbert's still in the backfield. So the Penguins with 2 timeouts, Trey, they can run it or throw it here, because there isn't much in the middle of this Murray State defense right now. You pop a run up the middle here, it could go.
2nd and 9. Quick throw out. Flash Wilson gets by the first defender and then cut down by the safety Brooks Esplin, the junior from Utah.
Esplin doing a good job.
Second charge timeout. Penguins. Be a 30-second timeout. Please reset the game clock to 16 seconds. 16.
So Wilson caught that quick screen, Dre. He had some blockers out in front of him, took it back to the inside. And as he was attempting to get back outside where there was some room to run, a good tackle there by Epson coming up from his safety position.
So Bo Brungard with that completion. Take a look at the numbers here for the junior quarterback in the first half. 13 of 13 through the air, 175 and a touchdown. His 13 consecutive completed passes is tied for the 2nd most consecutive completions in a game in school history. The record is 15. So we'll keep an eye on that here as we move throughout the afternoon, as Brungard continues to break school records and leave his impact in his 2nd year as a starter. 20th consecutive start at quarterback for Brungard today in the red and white. 3rd and 5 from the 16 with 16 seconds to go in the half. Brungard, pump fake, throws. Fresh Walters is out there, but the throw took him just out of the boundary. So it's incomplete with 11 seconds to go until the intermission.
Yeah, just that fade route. Man coverage out there on the perimeter with Fresh Walters, who had a touchdown last week against Illinois State for the Penguins. But a good job there by that secondary and the defensive back for Murray State. I believe that was Pulley, maybe. Yeah, that was Pulley in coverage there. And he did a good job of really using that sideline as an extra defender. So the Penguins going to kick a field goal here with 1 timeout left, Dre.
So 11 seconds remain in the second quarter, and Listowka's out. Out of the hold of Kilpatrick, snap from Byron Floyd, and the kick is good. So Listowka improves to 10 of 12 field goal attempts this season as he adds to the lead, and it's 24-7 now, Youngstown State, with 6 seconds remaining until halftime.
So Doug Phillips deciding to attempt the field goal with 1 timeout left in case there was a bad snap or something. He still would have been able to get on it and have another opportunity to kick it. So I like that decision. The Penguins convert on that field goal, so up 24-7. So it's been a great half of, other than that opening drive for Murray State, which resulted in a touchdown. This Penguin team has dominated both offensively and defense since. And right there, they were able to go 90 yards, or excuse me, 80 yards to get in the field goal range to end it, to close out this first half.
The field goal from 34 yards away, good for Listowka. And now Penguins will look to get into the locker room, having scored 24 straight points after falling behind 7-0. Good response for Doug Phillips and his squad. Wilkins will squib it as he lets it roll. Fielded by the up man, and the Penguins just have to make a tackle. They will, but there still is a few ticks remaining on that second quarter clock. So 2 seconds until halftime. Should be a kneel down for Ogle and the Murray State offense, you would think here, as the Penguins will carry a lead into the locker room as they look to win their second straight Missouri Valley Football Conference game here this afternoon and get back to 2-2 in league play. Penguins started league play with a tough 35-30 loss here on October 4th to number 2 South Dakota State in a very competitive game, and then also fell at North Dakota before their big win at Illinois State last week. And that'll take us to halftime here at Stambaugh Stadium. Penguins fell behind, but have rattled off 24 straight points to take a 17-point lead into the locker room. 2 quarters in the books in Youngstown, and the score at halftime. Number 21, Youngstown State 24, Murray State 7. Plenty coming up on our halftime report. Keep it locked right here. We'll have more on the other side.
What's up, Penguin fans? Anthony Romo here with one of the most influential men in all of sports marketing and the Youngstown State graduate, Sonny Vaccaro. Mr. Vaccaro, thanks for joining me.
I'm so honored to be here. Honored to be here. It's been a long time, and God has graced me with many years. I have a chance to see the new Youngstown State University.
So for a lot of people that don't necessarily know the Youngstown State backstory for you came to Youngstown State as a football player, had an injury that kind of halted your football career, but able to stay on scholarship if you did a little bit of recruiting for Dom Roselli and the basketball team. That kind of kept you in sports, and then down the line you get into sports marketing. How would you say Youngstown State helped shape you to become the sports businessman that you did down the line?
I would never have met Michael Jordan, so that gets to the right point right away. My life changed because Dyke kept me on scholarship, and my man, Michael Mr. Roselli, gave me a chance to be involved in basketball, which, ladies and gentlemen, I had no interest in at that time in my life. My whole life changed that day I came here, and Dyke saved my life.
So we move on. You kind of mentioned the Michael Jordan aspect of this whole interview. After a tireless battle with Adidas and Converse, you and Nike, you helped sign Michael Jordan to Nike, thus thrusting the most popular signature shoe in all of sports. You had to grow relationships with his inner circle, his parents, especially his mother, Dolores, during those talks. How important is it as a businessman or businesswoman to not only grow a connection with your key target, but also their inner circle as well?
Well, the family was, especially Mrs. Jordan. At the end, it came down to her recommending to me, if you watched the movie or read the book, you understand that, Dolores was the key thing. She was the one that guided Michael through this. And I was very fortunate to have an opportunity, my wife and I, to spend a lot of time with her to get to that point. My son is the shoe.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
So after you signed Michael Jordan with Nike, another big part of your career was the ABCD basketball camp. You brought some of the top high school basketball talent in the country all in the same place for about 20 years. And they had great competition. Some guys like LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Tracy McGrady were part of that camp. How big do you think that high school basketball camp was for growing the personal brands of these players at a young age through their competition?
ABCD was the signature activity. There were plenty of camps. College coaches used to run them, high school coach. ABCD separated everything because that camp opened the door for what talent would be, and it also opened the door, and no one understands, we had a lot of kids from Europe starting to come. But if you were invited to ABC, you were somebody. Or better yet, you were like Tracy McGrady. You were nobody, but somebody recommended you, and you played in the camp, and he became one of the greatest of all time. That's the signature camp in all sports basketball history.
All of us here at Youngstown State appreciate Sonny Vaccaro's time. Halftime continues after this.
Welcome back inside the Hively Family Television Broadcast Suite here at Stan Boss Stadium in the Don Constantini Multimedia Center. Let's take a look at today's first half statistics as the Penguins fell behind 7-0 after an opening drive touchdown from the Murray State Racers, but it was all Penguins after that. As you look at the rushing yards, obviously well in favor of Youngstown State, 115 to just 29 for the Racers through the air. 175 for quarterback Bo Brungard. He started this game 13 for 13 through the air, which was tied for the second most consecutive completions in a game in school history. He finishes the first half of play 13 of 14 through the air for 175 and a touchdown. On the ground, 10 rushes, I should say, 32 yards and a touchdown for Brungard. While Kai Wilson's had a big first half, 4 catches, 71 yards, and a 62-yard touchdown. And Max Tomczak with 4 catches, 65 yards through the air in the passing game for YSU as well. And that's helped the Penguins build a 24-7 lead here at halftime. Coming up next, we'll have our first half highlights as we continue our halftime report here on the Penguin Sports Network. Back here at Stan Boss Stadium in Youngstown, Ohio, homecoming at Youngstown State University as the Penguins have impressed. Fell behind 7-0, but rattled off 24 straight points to lead by 17 here at the break. Bro Brungard continues his tremendous play, coming off being named the Missouri Valley Football Conference and National Offensive Player of the Week last week. And there's the opening drive touchdown from Murray State that got them out ahead, but the Penguins answered. Brungard, Kai Wilson with a big first half. Flash Wilson, the transfer from Slippery Rock, carried the ball carried it 3 times for 36 yards and also caught 4 passes for 71 yards, including the 62-yard touchdown that helped the Penguins build this halftime lead. And now the Penguins will look to bring home a victory in the second half, which would be their second straight, and even up their Missouri Valley Football Conference record at 2-2. First meeting between these two teams in Youngstown since 1987, and the Penguins in control. 24-7 is the lead for Youngstown State at the intermission. We'll have the start of the second half coming up next after this. Just about ready to begin our second half of action here in this Missouri Valley Football Conference matchup between the number 21 Youngstown State Penguins under head coach Doug Phillips, who sit at 4-3 and 1-2 in league play, while Murray State still searching for their first victory of the season, 0-7 overall, 0-3 in the conference. Penguins have grabbed control since falling behind 7-0, and now will look to bring it home in the second half and set up a big matchup for the Penguins, a big test next week. After this, the Penguins will go to North Dakota State, #1 team. Of course, a rather big game in the FCS later tonight in the Missouri Valley Football Conference, as #1 North Dakota State takes on #2 South Dakota State in the Dakota Marker game later tonight on ESPNU. So a lot of eyes will be on that one, but for now, it's Penguins Racers here in Youngstown. Second half kickoff will be fielded at about the 2-yard line by Flash Wilson, one of the best return men in the nation, cut down shy of the 25-yard line, and that's where Bo Brungard and the Penguin offense will go to work to begin the third quarter.
Yeah, would love to see the Penguins put some long, time-consuming drives together here to start this second half, Dre. Again, get the lead. They did a good job. We talked about as a key to this game was getting ahead early, taking Murray State out of the game, and that's exactly what they did in the first half. Now, right here to start this second half, you could put together a nice long drive, you know, just really pound it, go right at them, consume a lot of the clock so you can get a lot of your guys out, get them rested for next week.
So Brungard, who started the game 13 for 13 passing, 13 of 14 overall in the first half, will give it to Jaden Gilbert on first down. Somehow got out of that initial tackle and then dives up near the 27, 28-yard line.
Boy, what balance did Gilbert show on that run there? I mean, he was met right away by Connolly Crosno, the linebacker, and he was able to go backwards to gain ground to go forwards. You know what I mean? And a great run to pick up 4 there when really there was nothing. He was hit behind the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 6 after the pickup by Gilbert on first down. They'll go back to their tailback, Gilbert.
There we go.
And another strong run out past the 35-yard line will give the Penguins a new set of downs.
Yeah, just kind of that inverted wishbone look. And Brungard takes a snap, direct handoff right up the middle, almost like an ISO up the middle with Gilbert. And a good job up front by the interior of that YSU offensive line. Van Keen at center. And Isaac Perkins at left guard doing a good job at the point of attack.
1st and 10 from their own 36. Brungard gets the play communicated to the rest of the offense. Gilbert remains in the backfield with Brungard. Fake to Wilson on the jet sweep. Stands, looks deep. Gilbert out of the backfield had a couple steps but couldn't reel it in.
Boy, love that play. I mean, Gilbert, he was the fake on that play action fake and just kind of a bubble route there, getting down the seam and had a step on the defender. Just Brungard just a little bit, let him just a little bit too much. Gilbert couldn't get there.
Gilbert,
first incompletion of the day for Bo Brungard.
Gilbert, who came into today's game with 230 rushing yards on 50 carries, has really been a weapon out of the backfield as a receiver as well. 27 catches for over 200 yards coming into the game as well. Brungard, quick throw to Tom Zach, who pitches it back to Ethan Wright on a interesting play design, and it picks up good yardage as Wright fights his way all the way down near the 45.
He was able to get out of bounds just shy of the 45, so it's going to bring up a 3rd down. But how about that play? Again, I think Coach Yurchik goes to bed at night just thinking of plays in different formations, and it's unbelievable. So quick screen out to Tom Zach with Gilbert coming behind him for the pitch, and everything seems to be working today.
3rd and short. Hand off to the senior Ethan Wright, and he just bowls forward ahead. 1st down at midfield. Physical running again from the senior from Akron, Ohio, Ethan Wright.
Yeah, that time Shane Keenan at right guard, along with his buddies Van Keen at center and Isaac Perkins at left guard, just getting incredible push at the point of attack in the interior of that defensive front of Murray State.
Empty formation on 1st down at midfield for Brungard. Throw back to Fresh Waters. He wants to throw it back to Bo Brungard. There's a convoy in front of Brungard. down the sideline. He'll kick it into high gear and reach the end zone. Touchdown YSU. And Mike Yursich draws up another one. Out of his bag of tricks, Fresh Walters throws back to Brungard, who sprints to the end zone.
And he had all 5 offensive linemen in front of him. So that play, again, this is like you're drawing it up on air. I mean, these things are working flawlessly. The execution has been perfect. And another touchdown to the Penguin offense. What a way to start this second half. Quick screen out to Fresh Walters, throw back to Brungard down the sideline for a touchdown.
So Fresh Walters gets credit for the touchdown pass. 50 yards to the quarterback, Bo Brungard, and that'll take us to a timeout. Just underway, third quarter in Youngstown, and the Penguins are in control, leading 31-7 over Murray State with 12:08 to go in our third quarter. Back with more after this on the Penguin Sports Network.
You hear it all the time. Why Youngstown State University? Here's why. Because when it comes to engineering, medicine, sports, business, and the skills you need to take your place in the world, we take a backseat to nobody. Because we're the kind of people who look out for each other. Because we care about you, your success, and our future. Together, we are Youngstown State University. And now you know why.
Inspired design. Ultra quiet operation. To you, it's a bright evolution cooling system. To us, it's the ultimate machine.
All set.
Bryant. Whatever it takes.
To make sure you and your home stay comfortable, contact Custom Comfort Systems at customcomfortsystems.net.
Hey, hey, here we go. Number 1, Cochran. Penguins, let's go. Number 1, Cochran.
Life gets hectic, but with Mercy Health, it's never been easier to stay engaged in your healthcare, your way, whether in person or virtually. For you and everyone that depends on you. Through MyChart, you can now schedule and get access to care whenever, wherever, and however you need it. Mercy Health, healthcare for the universe of you. Connect with Mercy Health on the MyChart app.
A 6-play, 76-yard scoring drive, capped off by a 50-yard touchdown pass from wide receiver Fresh Walters to quarterback Bo Brungard on a throwback trick play designed by offensive coordinator Mike Yursich for YSU, and the Penguins extend their lead to 31-7 here early in the third quarter. Kickoff return from Corum, and he's able to shift out past the 20-yard line, and that's where the Murray State offense will go back to work. Now trailing 31-7.
Yeah, Mike Yursich, he has gone into his bag of tricks today, Dre, and everything is working in this ball game for his offense. They are executing at a high level. And now this defense, who hasn't given up a score since the Murray State first drive of the football game, let's see if they can continue to play the way they've been playing so far, as the Penguins looking to put this game away early here in the third quarter.
Jim Ogle back to work at quarterback. Handoff inside to Northington. Fights forward for positive yardage after being met near the line of scrimmage.
He got about 4 there. I mean, that's a positive for this Murray State Racer football team, is Northington. He has carried the football effectively today. Has shown why he's a guy that's, you know, approaching that 1,000-yard mark and has had success previously in previous years running the football for the Racers.
Ogle, pressure coming from Parker Jacobs, just has to float it out there, and Graydon Rollins with great coverage from his linebacker spot forces the incompletion, third down.
Yeah, there wasn't much time for Ogle there to to survey the field. He was under immediate pressure. I think that was Mike Wells, who was coming from his defensive end position right in his face. Just had a kind of a dangerous throw, let's put it that way, as he lofted that up out into the flat. Fortunately, wasn't intercepted.
3rd and 7 for Murray State, which is 3 of 8 on 3rd down today. Ogle out toward the sideline, and it falls short, incomplete. J.K. Carter, the intended receiver. And 4th down for the Racers.
Yeah, good coverage out there by Wimpy. Timing route there, that deep out. Just not on the same page as Ogle had to get rid of the football again, I think a little bit earlier than he wanted to. And a 3rd down incompletion forces a 3 and out. And the Penguins going to get the football back in good field position.
So Tom O'Hara, the sophomore punter from Melbourne, Australia, who is the 4th Australian specialist for the Racers since the 2018 season, gets his right foot into it, sends it away. Tomczak lets it bounce, then picks it up on the roll, cuts up field, and then tripped up as he picked up speed. And the Penguins will come out on offense when we come back. 11:18 to go in the 3rd quarter here at the Ice Castle in Youngstown, and the Penguins will have it leading 31-7 over Murray State when we come back. Back here from the Hively Family Television Broadcast Suite inside the Don Constantini Multimedia Center, Stambaugh Stadium in Youngstown, Ohio. Homestanding Penguins in front 31-7 against Murray State here on homecoming. And the Penguins back to work. Jaden Gilbert on the handoff, and he will fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage as the Racers stack that one up.
Yeah, good job by that interior of that Racer defense. The first time you see him get a little bit of penetration. Looked like on that stop initially to slow down Gilbert was number 70, Brandon Mills, the 5'10", 285-pound freshman defensive tackle. Again, it starts up front, Dre. You, as a defensive line, you cannot get pushed backwards. I mean, you have to be able to hold your ground, and they have been unable to do that consistently here today, and that's why the Penguins have been able to do what they want to do on offense.
2nd down and 8 after the short pickup by Gilbert. Brungard spins it. Drops it underneath to his tight end, McDonald, who's got tons of room.
Nobody around McDonald there. Only rushed 3 guys, Dre, dropping 8 to see that McDonald was able to run a crossing route with nobody around him. Normally that's a linebacker's got to hop that route when they cross into their zone, when you know those crossing routes, but nobody there. Easy throw and catch. You might have been able to complete that pass, Dre.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Here's Bo Brungard. Hesitation, takes on the defender, tackled by Dylan Rousey, the talented junior safety who comes into this game. Rousey Second in the FCS in tackles per game and leading the nation in solo tackles with 61. He comes in with 87 total tackles to his credit ahead of today's game. And got Brungard down on that last play. Brungard lofts it to McDonald, who makes a nice one-handed catch.
McDonald.
Tight end showing some nice hands there.
Yeah, athletic tight end from Chardon, Ohio, doing a great job coming down with that football and then getting upfield to convert that first down. A one-handed catch showing his athleticism there.
McDonald played in 12 games as a reserve and a special teams contributor last year. Has got a chance to step in as a key contributor, blocking. And
Austin Bray, and who's the other tight end that went out this year for the Penguins, Dre? Is it Seacrest? Cole's been injured a lot this year,
yeah,
too,
I think he's been back today, but definitely missed some time. Brungard forced out. Now he's just going to pull it and turn on the Jets. Works pretty often for number 12, and he just glides down to the 15-yard line. First down, Penguins.
Yeah, once he gets the edge, Dre, it's just a huge advantage for this Penguin offense because you got guys in coverage. D linemen are not going to be able to track him down, and he's able to do what he just did there and just get big explosive plays.
Brungard approaching 1,000 yards rushing already this season. Came in with 927 to his credit on 141 carries ahead of today's game. He's got 12 carries for 54 yards and a touchdown in this contest. First and 10 at the 18. Ethan Wright is the tailback. He'll take the handoff. Takes on a defender and wrestled down inside the 20. One of the first defenders there was Spencer Kahn, the freshman linebacker from Clemson, South Carolina. We talked about it, Chris. 80 newcomers for Murray State this season. 54 freshmen, only 2 returning starters, none on this defensive unit. It's a lot of young players for Jody Wright. Here's Brungard. End zone incomplete. Fresh Walters was the intended target, and Marion Pons.
It's almost like Wright tore down the program to try to build it back up. And when you bring in all those new faces, that's what he's trying to do. And I looked at their roster, Trey. A lot of kids from Alabama, where Wright's from, where he played football. So that you see there's only a couple, you know, Kentucky being a border state to Ohio, you figure you'd see more Ohio kids, but not the case here. There's really, I think, only 2 guys on their roster from the state of Ohio. And that tells me he's trying to get that kind of a Southeastern Conference feel to his football team, as he is doing a lot of recruiting down in the Florida, Alabama, and Kentucky and Tennessee. So he's going that route to get players.
Brungard fakes to Gilbert, now throws it to him on the swing out, and he will put his head down, extend, and they're going to mark him shy of the goal line.
Boy, these screen passes have been set up perfectly. Not only has the timing been on point, but just being able to get your lineman out and out in the perimeter to set up the blocks for these backs that are catching these screens and the wide receivers. I mean, really executing the screen game well today. But see, a lot of that, Dre, is defensive linemen. You have to be able to recognize when a lineman lets you go. They're not doing it because you beat them. They're doing it on purpose, and you need to redirect if you're, and they're not, the defensive line not recognizing that.
Sprint out. Brungard fakes the pitch out to Gilbert and easily glides into the end zone for another touchdown for the Penguins, and Brungard extends the lead with 7 minutes to go in the third.
Wow. I don't think he got touched. I don't think there was a guy within 3-4 yards of him here, Dre. Watch this. I mean, he's on the 1-yard line. There was nobody near him. Just great wash on that play side by that right side of that offensive line. Just collapsing that defensive line down on the inside.
Been an impressive performance for that O-line. Desmil Lee, the All-American at left tackle, over 30 starts the last couple of years. And, of course, Perkins, Keenan, and Nielsen today have done a great job as well. And they give the Penguins a 38-7 advantage with 7 to go in the third quarter. We'll be back with more second-half action in Missouri Valley Football Conference play after these messages.
Life's best moments are meant to be lived. At Southwoods Health, we're dedicated to keeping you on the move so you can enjoy every step of life's journey. Our network of orthopedic specialists treat a variety of conditions, offering innovative solutions and the latest minimally invasive procedures, including anterior approach hip replacement and robotic-assisted surgery. Whether you've suffered a recent injury or your body is just wearing down, let our team care for you. Southwoods Health. It's not just about the treatment, but how you're treated.
This is a meal. We're talking a good food that makes you feel good meal. You feeling that? Now, meal this. A salad for the first time in a week meal. A catching up with your ex meal.
So, how's your mom?
Been there. Ooh, a scoring cool dad points meal.
Obviously.
Thank you. Do I spy an I need 5 minutes to myself meal? Whatever you're feeling, at Panera, it just meals good.
Tired of waiting hours at your pharmacy for your prescription to be filled? Then come to Hometown Pharmacy, where your prescription will be filled in 15 minutes or less. That's right, 15 minutes or less. Hometown is a family-owned pharmacy with 15 convenient locations across Eastern Ohio and Western PA. For the past 24 years, we have been satisfying one patient at a time. If you're not already at Hometown, what are you waiting for?
Come to Hometown.
Come to Hometown.
Come to Hometown Pharmacy.
We're proud to be part of your neighborhood.
Honda's hybrid lineup is a team of legends, taking the field with the Accord Hybrid, Civic Hybrid, and CR-V Hybrid. Legendary stats: Civic Hybrid, North American Car of the Year; Accord Hybrid, best resale value; CR-V Hybrid, a car and driver 10 best. The battery chargers as you drive. Get up to 614 miles per tank on the field. Honda Hybrids, in stock with big savings and ready to win. To drive a legend, search your local Honda dealer today.
If you're looking for the best selection of officially licensed Penguins apparel and gifts, got to make the YSU Bookstore your first stop. Located on campus at the corner of 5th and Lincoln Avenues. Bookstore is open 6 days a week, including home game days. You'll find the top brands at the bookstore. You can go online to ysu.bncollege.com to learn more. That's ysu.bncollege.com. Corum on the return for Murray State after the Wilkins kickoff, and he'll be brought down at the 25-yard line. It'll be Murray State on offense once again, now trailing 38-7 with under 7 to go in the third quarter.
So let's see here what this Murray State offense does here on this third possession of the second half. No success so far in this second half. Really haven't done anything since the first drive of the football game, Dre.
Yep.
This Penguin defense has done a nice job of not allowing any big plays, something that they have done a lot this year. Not today.
Play action on first down. Ogle finds a man open. That's J.K. Carter, who gets wrestled down by Makai Shaid. Carter, the senior, who was Murray State's leading receiver last season with 42 catches and 560 receiving yards.
Yeah, nice play there. The key to that play, the success of that play with Dre, was the protection. He had time to survey the field, allow that play to develop, and delivered a nice football for a first down.
So Ogle has come to the sideline, and now on the QB keeper is the backup Baxter Wright. Saw him on for one play in the first half, and
I don't even think he was ready for that snap, Dre. He was looking on the outs to the perimeter towards the sideline. The ball was snapped. I don't understand why we keep
timeout. Injured defensive player.
Why Murray State keeps trying to alternate quarterbacks here, because that's the second time or the third time we've seen it today, and there's just been some miscommunication. Very fortunate to get 4 yards on. It looks like that's Rollins, I think.
He's trying to confirm a number, but I think it's 35, Graydon Rollins.
Rollins is down. So we're already down a linebacker. Looks like we're going to lose another.
Rollins, the redshirt freshman from Elyria, Ohio, who stepped into a more prominent role as the season's gone along.
Yeah, he's their third linebacker in, so I don't know if maybe now the Penguins will have to drop Wells back to he's been playing defense end this year, so move him back to the Mike linebacker position. We'll see, but yeah, they're going to be thin there. My son going out early in the game, so now you've lost some depth there. So, yeah, they're going to be thin at the linebacker position. This looks like a shoulder injury for Rollins, but he's getting up on his own.
Good to see
and he's going to be able to walk it off. So,
redshirt freshman get to the sideline under his own power. So, Penguins will settle in on defense. Big lead, 6:02 to go in the third quarter as the Penguins try and keep Murray State off the scoreboard. They opened the scoring with a fourth down play-action touchdown pass from Ogle to Lucas Desjardins on the opening drive of the game. But as you said, Chris, it's been all Penguins ever since.
Yeah. No, the Penguin defense done a great job.
So Baxter Wright, the redshirt freshman backup quarterback, remains in there. They want to get him some snaps. Fires it out. Far side complete to J.K. Carter. Or excuse me, that's Darius Cannon. And he impressively gets out of some tackles up near midfield.
Yeah, Cannon, the big play target, the leading receiver, did a good job of making the initial tackler for the Penguins, Hodge, miss, and then they was able to immediately get upfield and get that first down. Something that Murray State need. Again, have to keep moving the chains. Keep your defense off the field and keep that YSU offense off the field.
They'll go right back to Darius Cannon again, and he fights his way all the way up to the 40-yard line. And there'll be another first down for the Racers. And Cannon had just one catch in the first half, and he's had a great season for Murray State. Coming into this game, 48 catches, 467 yards receiving, and 2 touchdowns to lead the team in all categories. This time it's J.K. Carter on the short reception, and he'll get upfield near another first down.
Yeah, that's the same play 3 times in a row. Trips, receiver, sets to each side of the formation, just hitting that inside receiver with a quick screen. You got the 2 outside receivers as blockers. And the Penguins playing kind of soft zone coverage here. Don't want to give up any big plays, and they'll be content with those plays as far as the clock's going to keep running. We're now under 5 minutes here, 4.5 minutes left in this third quarter.
Jim Ogle returns as the signal caller for the Racers. Play action. Throw out, and nobody's home.
That should be intentional, Brian. There's nobody around that football.
And to me, that has to be.
Oh,
now we got markers, multiple markers. Some frustration here.
This is not what we need from the Penguins. Yeah,
you're right.
They haven't won a game. YSU, you're playing for something. The last thing you need is somebody to get tossed and not be able to play next week against North Dakota State. Got to maintain your composure here.
Yeah, and Doug Phillips is not happy.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him because
no need for that.
You're up 38-7 late third quarter. There's just no reason for that.
Yeah, and that's Karsten Marshall, one of your key defensive players. Kind of John with that Murray State offensive line. No need for that. Let the officials sort that out. This is a desperate football team, a winless football team. The last thing you need is to let them trigger some mental mistakes and undisciplined play out of you. You haven't had it all game long. No need to jaw back, and they're still going back
I think
and
there's
forth.
still
if
some
I'm Doug
chirping going on.
Phillips, he should get him out of the game. You don't want to lose him for next week.
Yeah, Cameron Stansel, the left tackle, being held back by his teammates as well. So, and you get it. Murray State, it's been tough. You have a lot of freshmen. You're rebuilding a program. You're in the Missouri Valley. First couple years in this league, it's not an easy situation, but.
Again, you got a lot. They got nothing to lose at this point. Yep. They're winless football team. They're just trying to get to the end of this football season to see what kind of players they have. YSU on the other end, you're playing for a playoff spot. You got your biggest game of the season coming up next week. The last thing you need is an infraction that's going to cost you playing time next week. So, again, I think
there's lots of fouls on the play. During the play, intentional grounding. Offense number 4. Be a spot foul, lost it down. It'll be 4th down. After the play is over, unsportsmanlike conduct. Youngstown State, number 5. Murray State, number 63. That's both of their first of the game. The down counts. It's 4th down.
4th down? Should be 3rd down.
It was
correction. It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, lost it down. Yep, 3rd down. Chris, I don't know if that was a great intro. He said there's lots of fouls.
Lots of fouls.
Let's just let you know there's a lot going on.
Well, they huddled for about 5 minutes to try to sort that out.
Yeah, no, I don't blame him. He's like, listen, there's a lot going on here. That was kind of humorous. But with 4:24 to go in the third, we try and get back to action here. And as you said, if you're Youngstown State, just keep your head, play fundamental football, and get ready for a huge game on the road next week. Murray State trying to execute and take something out of this second half as they look to just develop and build here week by week under Jody Wright, the second-year head coach. 3rd and 1 from the 41. Ogle to throw, forced off of his spot. Now fires underneath, incomplete. Solomon Farrell, the redshirt freshman linebacker, in coverage as it was intended for Washington, the tailback.
Probably go for it here, nothing to lose. Farrell doing a nice job in cover. The 6'4", 215-pound linebacker doing a good job in coverage. He got great speed. I know they're high on him. Both these freshman linebacker, Rollins, him, they got a promising future. Both these guys, so they're getting some good action here today. And I see Doug Phillips did what I thought he should do, and that was get Karsten Marshall out of the football game and Farrell in. So yeah, you don't want to lose him because it just,
Here's O'Hara
maintaining your composure.
4th and 1, they decide to let O'Hara kick it away. Tom Zach backed up to his 7-yard line, makes the fair catch.
How long do you keep Bo Brungard in that starting offense in the game? 38-7, you got a 31-point lead, Dre. Grant, I know there's a lot of time left, but.
Yeah, I mean, the way Bo plays.
Seeing guys go down here, they always get nervous. You just,
Oh, for sure.
They've had so many. He's had so many carries this season. He's always has the ball in his hands. He's taken a lot of shots. Anytime you get a chance to maybe limit that, I think you got to take advantage of it because we've still got a lot of season left.
So with just over 4 minutes remaining in the 3rd, Brungard backed up, will take the snap on 1st down. Now decides to put it in his right arm and pick up a few yards on the ground near the sideline, near side out of bounds.
And that's probably what's most impressive for me about him is it never looks like he loses a step or slows down in the course of a game. He actually looks faster as the game goes. I don't know if there's a better condition athlete on this YSU football team than Bo Brungard.
That's what was so interesting ahead of that game against South Dakota State here a few weeks ago. Dan Jackson, the head coach of the Jackrabbits, said a lot of guys tend to wear down as the game goes along, but Bo Brungard, even at the quarterback position, seems to get stronger the more you hit him.
Yeah, I mean, he's just got that, he comes from a family of farmers, and he's just got that, that farm strength, just that natural strength. And then you throw on top of that how hard he works in the weight room in conditioning his body. I mean, he's in tremendous condition. And, not only is he running and throwing, but the thinking part of it. I mean, he's got to be sharp because he's making decisions every play on offense to what is going to be successful for this offense.
On 3rd and 3, the swing out pass to Jaden Gilbert. They're going to come up just a little short. 4th and 1 here.
So the Penguins are going to punt it. First punt, I think, of the day for the Penguins.
We have not seen Brendan Kilpatrick. We've seen him holding on extra points and field goals, but we have not seen the reigning FCS punter of the year. Brendan Kilpatrick, preseason All-American, one of the best in the country.
Got a little bit of wind at his back. Let's see what he could do with this punting right on the goal line here. It's where he's going to field this snap.
25th punt of the season for Kilpatrick. Sends it into Murray State territory. It takes a YSU bounce out of bounds. And we talked earlier that, of course, it's homecoming here today. Always a great weekend, a great day, great event here at Youngstown State University. And you take a look at, once you're here, Chris. We talk about it. It's a crew of people here today, myself and you, of course, handling the play-by-play and color commentary. But Dan McCormick, director, Chris Duran, the replay, Kevin Davis, our executive producer, Jory Benecki on graphics, Maggie Young, Steve Peterson, and the rest of the crew. All YSU alums, students. Great group here. A lot of Penguin pride.
Great university. Right, they've produced a lot of great
illegal
people.
Substitution.
Continue to do
12
so.
players in the huddle on offense. 5-yard penalty.
You're one of them.
First
Trey.
down.
You're one of them.
I'm just happy to be here with you, my friend.
Well, we've been caught this how many years now? Eight years
I
for
say
us.
since at least I think 2019 was our first year together, so we're going on.
Okay,
6, 7, yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I feel like we just called that first game from up here.
You've been carrying me for 7 years now, man. I know your back's got to be sore, man. Your shoulders.
No. Listen,
carrying me.
I learned more about football and just kind of sitting up here and listening to you break the game down. That's the best part for me. I get to learn.
I appreciate that.
Because you guys are so full of knowledge and the experience, and having played it at the highest level. It's so fun for us to kind of hear the ins and outs and just learn more about it, so we can.
Well, you make it easy to work with you, and we'll continue. Hopefully, we got a lot more games left this year.
That's right.
Maybe a playoff game or two.
There's a false start near side. And I think that was Darius Cannon got a little ahead of himself.
False start.
It's got to be
Offense
the
number
5th or
3.
6th pre-snap penalty, I think, for Murray
Still
State.
second down.
Again, these are all signs of young football teams and teams that aren't winning. You know what I mean? This is what you see. You see a lot of, mental mistakes, pre-snap penalties, personal fouls, unsportsmanlike conducts. Those are the things that plague teams that are not successful, and you're seeing it here today. And that's part of the learning process. Coach Wright trying to put his stamp on this program.
They go back to that familiar short out play. Darius Cannon on the receiving end. A number of red jerseys converge, and they'll whistle it dead near the 45. They'll actually mark it back at the 43 as we approach the final minute of our third quarter. But yeah, going back to just homecoming and having so many alums and students here working on these broadcasts, I want to give a huge shout out to all of our behind the scenes, our producers, our graphics, replay, camera operators. They are the heart of these broadcasts. We just try and keep it on the tracks, but all
Another
those
penalty there on the far sideline, Dre. And I would assume that's another pre-snap penalty against Murray State as they're coming back after they just converted that first down. So again, another
illegal formation, more than 4 players in the backfield, 5-yard penalty, third down.
I mean, just every time they seem to have a successful play, they shoot themselves in the foot. And another example right there is it's just hard when that again.
Yeah, there it is.
That's the trait of a team that's trying to find itself, trying to grow and establish a culture here. And Coach Wright, these are all the growing pains you would experience when you're in this type of situation, and just got to learn from them.
Baxter Wright in their quarterback fires out near side, intended.
Oh, we got a late pass interference call.
Intended for Carter. DJ Harris is going to get whistled for interference late here in the play, so that'll keep the drive alive for Murray State here in the late stages of the third.
Pass interference, defense number 1, spot foul, automatic first down.
Yeah, I think Harris just a little bit too soon on that play, getting contact or having contact with the receiver before the ball arrived, and allows the Racers to continue this drive with 32 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Handoff inside and some room to run. For the first time today, we see the tailback redshirt freshman from London, Ontario, Canada, Tyrell Campbell.
Yeah, Campbell, 5'10", 200 pounds, was able to really just quick dive play off the left side of his formation there, that left side, and there was nobody there. A lot of room to run, so big. Their most successful run of the game.
Baxter Wright on the keeper, up near the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard on that play. And that should take us to the end of the third quarter.
That's the end of the third quarter. Timeout.
3 quarters in the books from the Ice Castle in Youngstown. The Penguins well in control. They lead Murray State 38-7, and the Racers will face 2nd and 9 when we return to begin the fourth quarter on the Penguin Sports Network. Second down and 9 for Murray State on offense in YSU territory, trying to get back on the board for the first time since taking a 7-0 lead. As the Penguins well in control here, 38-7. Baxter Wright, who's in at quarterback on the rollout, tucks it and is marked
turns
down.
Upfield, puts his head down and gets a nice gain there on first down.
Run.
Yeah.
Wright playing
his shoulder and delivered a blow at the end of that run. Nice run.
Baxter Wright playing in his 5th game of the season. Coming into today, he was 7 of 9 passing for 50 yards, no touchdowns, no picks, and had a rushing touchdown to his credit as well.
Both him and Ogle, redshirt freshman quarterbacks, competing. Figure let this young Wright get some reps here today.
Handoff to Tyrell Campbell, and the Penguins all over it.
Yeah, it looks like number 94, Ajaga, defensive lineman, 6'4", 230 junior. Out of Grays Lake, Illinois. Just right upfield, great penetration.
Some of that youth getting some
reps in.
Yeah.
Campbell ran right, as soon as he took that handoff, right into him. So they go backwards there on that 3rd and short. I thought they got the first down on that run, but didn't get it. So that 3rd and 1, they lose 5, and they're going to kick a field goal, settle for a field goal here.
So Jack Tannehill, the graduate student who's 5 of 7 on the season, will
looks good.
Make it 6 of 8 as the Racers are on the board once again, and we will take a break with 13:34 to go in the 4th quarter. Penguins
on the
38,
field.
Racers 10. Back with more 4th quarter action after this on the Penguins Sports Network.
It's the biggest deal in breakfast, Dunkin's $6 meal deal. You get a medium iced or hot coffee, bacon, egg, and cheese, and 6 toasty hash browns. Dunkin's $6 meal deal is back.
Go with golf!
Some things don't start with you, they live through you. In my family, the field runs deep. In theirs, it's heating and cooling. Built by fathers, carried by sons. Not just names, but legacies. 70 years of showing up, not to make history, but to honor it.
All right, Tim, I got all your policies here.
Okay, nice. But what if...
Covered.
Nice. But what if...
All set.
But what if...
Tim, I customized your insurance so you wouldn't have to ask what if. It's simple human sense.
Nice.
Ask Ruddy Insurance in the Youngstown area if auto owners make sense for you.
Whether you've set personal goals or are just making your health and well-being a priority, NovaCare is here for you. NovaCare is your trusted physical therapy partner for recovering from aches and pains, gaining strength, and preventing injury. There's no better time to make NovaCare's movement experts part of your healthcare team. To learn more about the benefits of physical therapy and get on the road to recovery and wellness, schedule an appointment today at novacare.com. Experience the power of physical therapy today.
It's the biggest deal in breakfast, Dunkin's $6 meal deal. You get a medium iced or hot coffee, bacon, egg, and cheese, and 6 toasty hash browns. Dunkin's $6 meal deal is back.
Dre Smith, Chris Samarone, and our entire crew back with you here at Stambaugh Stadium in Youngstown, Ohio, where the Penguins of Youngstown State lead the Murray State Racers 38-10 on homecoming, as you get a look at the YSU Marching Pride. As Tannehill will send it away for the Racers, Kai Flash Wilson receives it at the goal line. Head of steam for Wilson, gets through 2 defenders, cuts upfield, Wilson still running. He can turn on the afterburners. Wilson at the 30, cuts back with some blockers, still looking at the 10-5 touchdown, Flash Wilson. That's about 100 yards of speed and physicality from Flash Wilson as he shows you why he's one of the best return men in the nation as he goes all the way to the house as the Penguins extend the lead early 4th quarter.
Wow, it looks like he broke some tackles on this. This was not all untouched. I mean, he used his balance and strength to run through a few arm tackles. And impressive run. This kid has made a play. Probably the last 5 weeks, he's made some huge plays, some explosive plays, which Doug Phillips talks about all the time that we need, both offensively and on special teams. He is a weapon, to say the least.
Flash Wilson.
After the play is over, unsportsmanlike conduct, Youngstown State, number 1. That's his first of the game. That 15-yard penalty being forced on the kickoff.
Little celebration, got a little extra, so a penalty against the Penguins. But Flash Wilson, as you said, what an impact player. He was a dynamic receiver and return man at Slippery Rock at the Division II level, where last season he had over 1,500 all-purpose yards, including over 800 kickoff return yards and a touchdown. And there's his first kickoff return TD as a Penguin. And with 13:15 to go in the ball game, the Penguins push their lead to 45-10 over Murray State as Flash Wilson returns the kickoff for a touchdown. Back with more fourth quarter football after this.
He broke 3-4 tackles.
$13:15 remains in our ball game here at Stambaugh Stadium in Youngstown, Ohio. Number 21, Youngstown State, in front of Murray State, 45-10 here, as we are coming off a 100-yard kickoff return touchdown from Flash Wilson. First kick return TD for the Penguins since Latrell Fordham had a 98-yard return for a touchdown against Indiana State on October 15th, 2022. Short kick fielded by Washington, the up man, and he will sprint over into YSU territory, and they got to separate these two.
Some more extracurriculars out there.
Yeah, that's just what you don't want to see on either side late in the game, but they get them separated. Good job by the officials there, and I think we're going to let that one. Let the game move on here with 13:08 to play. Murray State back on offense. Baxter Wright, the redshirt freshman, started the game backing up Jim Ogle, will remain in there at quarterback for the Racers. Penguins will likely send in, see who comes out on defense. A mix of starters and reserves.
Yeah, you're going to get some reserves here now.
See some new faces on the D-line. Johannesen remains in there, a sophomore, who's become a key part of this defense up front. Johannesen had a sack last week at Illinois State. Up front with him, you see Colin Vaughn, A.J. Ajaga, as well as Andrew Jackson Dunaway, redshirt freshman D lineman from Miamisburg, Ohio. Wright takes the snap. Now going to tuck it and run. Gets around the edge, shows some speed and out of bounds.
Wright, obviously a lot faster quarterback than his predecessor here today, Ogle. So, again, he can hurt you, it looks like, with his feet, too. So we'll see. He hasn't thrown many balls yet today, mostly running it. But I'm sure they're going to try to get him some quick throws in here to get him some rhythm.
Short run there. Not much.
Yeah, toss sweep out to the right there and couldn't get the edge. Had to cut it back up into the middle where there was a swarm of Penguin defenders there to greet him. So another third down here for Murray State. The 12-18 left here in the fourth quarter.
Murray State just 3 of 11 on third down today. That's been a point of struggle for the Racers. Throw there, nice timing throw.
Dropped it.
But unable to control it is Jalen Richmond.
Yeah, Wimpy with a good job. As soon as that ball hit Richmond's hands, he got an arm in there to break that pass up, caused the incompletion.
Justin Wimpy, the transfer from Tiffin, who has a couple picks and 6 pass breakups on the season. He's been a key member of the defense out at corner for John Hainline and Doug Phillips. 4th down and 5 from the YSU 43 for Murray State. Just over 12 minutes left to go. Wright has Richmond come in motion. Pressure coming. Wright spins out of it nicely. Finds an open man who spins away from a tackle and gets all the way inside the 20.
Well, that play was all right there as he was able to evade the rush. There was a blitz there by Karsten Marshall. Spin out of that and threw one to Brooks Kleinpeter, the tight end. The freshman, true freshman tight end, and boy, what a play by Wright. As he was looking at a sack, a big loss, was able to evade that pressure and deliver a nice ball and convert that fourth down, I should say.
8th catch of the season for Brooks Kleinpeter, the 6'3" freshman tight end, and here's Baxter Wright to the end zone for his first touchdown pass of the season and of his career. And on the receiving end is number 1, Cam Bullock, the sophomore from Phoenix City, Alabama.
Yeah, good play action fake there, froze the linebackers. And as you said, that allowed Bullock just to get beyond that linebacker. Safeties also bid on that play action fake and an easy pitch and catch. Second time today we've seen that play work against the Penguins. In the first drive, that's how they scored, and do it again here in the fourth quarter.
Tannehill adds the extra point out of the hold of O'Hara, and we'll take a timeout. 11:22 on the fourth quarter game clock here at Stambaugh Stadium. Touchdown pass from Baxter Wright to Cam Bullock makes it 45-17 YSU in front of Murray State. 11:22 remaining in our Missouri Valley Football Conference contest here today between Youngstown State and Murray State at Stambaugh Stadium. Flash Wilson, who set a new school record with a 100-yard kickoff return touchdown. First for the Penguins since 2022, the last time. And wisely, Tannehill this time says, you know what, we're just going to squib it up. But Flash Wilson gets a hold of it, and they do bring him down shy of the 25-yard line. And that's a personal foul here behind the play.
I tell you,
and
man,
Jody Wright's just livid with his student athlete, and I don't blame him. You know, it's late in the game, and just can't have that kind of stuff. And like you said, it's tough, winless. You know, fighting.
But you're
After the play is over,
you're trying to
personal
develop
foul,
and establish
unnecessary
a culture.
roughness. Murray State, number 8, 15 yards from the end of the run, first down.
But you have, your offense hangs in there, no quit. You go down, make some plays on, convert a big fourth down. You throw a touchdown pass. Those are positives. Then, just the penalties, though, these pre-snap penalties, and then these extracurricular, activities after the play is over when you're, personal fouls and unsportsmanlike conduct. Just can't have it. And I know that's the growing pains with a young football team that Coach Wright is going through. Again, as he's trying to establish a culture here, and those things are unacceptable if you're going to be able to win football games. You cannot do that.
9 penalties for over 65 yards today against Murray State. Handoff to Flash Wilson, who takes the handoff from the backfield. Meets a number of white jerseys there up the middle and right back to the line of scrimmage basically on first down.
Yeah, just quick dive to Wilson up the middle, and now he's talking. I mean, see, these are the things, Trey. You watch the North Dakota States of the world, the South Dakota States, they don't do these. You can't have that happen. Those can lead to penalties that can hurt you. No need for it.
Under 11 to go. Bo Brungard remains in the game at quarterback for YSU, who leads 45-17. 2nd and 9 from their own 39 here.
They're throwing.
Brungard. Pocket collapses, sprints out to the far side. Gets the edge and out of bounds. 3rd down coming for the YSU offense. Here in the 4th, as Brungard carries it for the 15th time. He has over 60 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns on the ground, 18 of 21 for 213 and a touchdown passing.
Yeah, and that's a positive for Coach Wright, though. I mean, his team is not quitting, Trey. I mean, they're still playing hard. Even defensively, here you see guys getting after it. I mean, let's see here if they can come up with a stop on this 3rd down, get the ball back, and put it back into the hands of your offense. Has had a little bit of success here in the 4th quarter.
Third down and 6 for the Penguins at their own 44. Brungard looks to throw. Over the middle. Caught by Tomczak, who takes another big lick. And that was Esplin. Brooks Esplin, the junior safety.
It was a clean hit. I mean,
that's
he hit him with the shoulder. But boy, you
Injured
hate to
offensive
see
player.
Tomczak get hurt here this late in the game. And he took a shot right to the rib. Probably got the wind knocked out of him. Let's see. Let's hope that's all it is.
Get a look at it here. Brungard finds Tomczak, but Esplin meets him. Clean hit, clean football play, just a tough hit to take.
Hit him with the shoulder right in the ribs.
That's a preseason All-American that the Penguins are going to need.
I think he just got the wind knocked out of him. He seems to be okay.
As we take a look at what lies ahead for each of these teams. Home game next week against Southern Illinois for Murray State before they travel to Northern Iowa, host North Dakota, and then head to Terre Haute, Indiana to face the Sycamores to round things out. Meanwhile, the Penguins, next week, will visit the #1 team in the country, North Dakota State, out in Fargo at the Fargo Dome for a big-time litmus test. And then Southern Illinois, another big game here on November 8th at Stambaugh. They'll host Indiana State on November 15th before rounding out the regular season at Northern Iowa on the 22nd of November. Tomczak does appear to be okay, just one of those wind-knocked-out situations, hopefully. And Penguins back to work after the first down completion from Brungard to Tomczak. Brungard.
Penguins still throwing the football.
Off his spot, throws to an open Flash Wilson, who reels it in along the sideline down inside the 25-yard line.
The Penguins want to crack that 50-point mark. going on the attack here with 9 minutes left in this fourth quarter, up by 45-17, and still throwing it down the field with their starting quarterback in the game. Starting receiving core.
Antoine Gardner now in the game at tailback with Brungard. Gardner, the redshirt freshman, 6 foot, 210 pounds.
Tomczak back in the game at wide receiver.
That's good to see.
Just probably had the wind knocked out of him there.
Brungard with 5 on the play clock. Ball. Clap to his center, Van Keen, who gets the snap back. Handoff to Antoine Gardner. Good physical run from the redshirt freshman from nearby Niles, Ohio.
Yeah, that's the way you want to see the young running back carry the football. North and south, put your head down and finish the run. And that's exactly what he did to pick up 8 yards on that first down carry.
Approaching the 8-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Brungard, quick throw out. Complete to Luke Hensley, and he is wrapped up immediately by Marion Pons, the senior corner from Wichita, Kansas.
Yeah, nice play by Pons coming up there immediately on that quick throw out to the perimeter. We got another penalty flag. This got to be on Murray State again, I got to believe.
Yeah, just watching the action, I didn't see anything.
Yeah,
but
I mean, just these self-inflicted wounds all day.
With just over 8 minutes to go, we'll wait on the call here as the Penguins are trying to.
And Pons is coming out of the game because of it.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense number 7, his first of the game. Half the distance to goal, automatic first down.
Yeah, just again, these mental mistakes, these lapses after the play is over, another unsportsmanlike conduct. I mean, so he makes a nice play, obviously had to say something at the end of it that warranted that call, and you just can't have it. I mean, it just erases the good play you just made. So Penguins knocking on the door here. Gardner, probably see him carry one into the end zone here today. The young running back out of Niles, Ohio.
Gardner has it, cuts, and taken down at about the 2 or 3 yard line as the tackle on the play made by the corner, Brian Pulley. So now 7.5 on a moving fourth quarter clock. 2nd and goal for the Penguins.
Again, I'd feed it to Gardner again. Get a score here today.
Check it, it was Esplin on that last tackle, the junior safety from St. George, Utah. So Brungard will get up under center on 2nd and goal. Fake to Gardner. Brungard looks to throw. Tomczak's there. Touchdown, Youngstown State. Brungard to Tomczak for the 5th time this season.
Little do I know about this offense. Instead of running, let's roll Brungard out, hit Tomczak towards the back corner of the end zone for another touchdown connection between these two. We talked about it early in the game. I mean, it's amazing that how well the cohesiveness these two have with one another and how well they work together and the timing, and just been a great combination for this YSU offense in this 2025 season.
Brungard once again hits his favorite target in Max Tomczak.
Misses it.
And the extra point no good. That was not Andrew Listowka. In the game was
Schmidt.
Jonathan Schmidt, the senior place kicker from Canfield, Ohio, who misfires on the extra point. So the score was 7:04 to go. 51-17 Penguins after the touchdown catch by Tomczak, which is the 12th touchdown reception of his stellar career here at Youngstown State. You look at Max Tomczak, and comes in as a walk-on out of Frankfort, Illinois, earns his spot, and just goes on to have one of the greatest receiving careers in YSU history. He is the all-time leader in career receptions.
I think it's the greatest receiving.
Yeah, maybe I'm selling him short there, Chris. Today, 7 catches, 75 yards, and a touchdown for Tomczak. That gives him 199 in terms of receptions for his career, the most in school history, past Jim Ferrandi's record that had stood since 1979 of 186 catches. And Tomczak also still with an outside chance to reach Ferrandi's school record of career yardage, 3,103, as Tomczak came into today with over 2,500
First
career receiving
timeout.
yards.
Penguins.
Well, the keys to that.
30-second timeout.
Keys to that success, Dre, is one, 4 years, four full years, staying healthy and being able to play all those games over that 4-year period. 12-game seasons. So Tom Zach, yeah, I mean, he's had an unbelievable career to this point, and I hope he's still got a lot left, because he's going to be a key if the Penguins want to get into the playoffs and then make a run. As you see it here, I mean, he catches everything with his hands, Dre, and what's most impressive, you see these highlights here, he does it over the middle, he does it on the perimeter. I mean, he doesn't shy away from contact, and he's very durable, and is able to take those shots and get up and hold on to the football too. I mean, it's incredible. Great route runner. I think this kid has a chance to play on Sunday, and I'm curious to see the team that gives him an opportunity, because I think he'll surprise a lot of these. He's got, again, great hands, great route runner. He's lower body, strong, quick. I mean, he checks a lot of boxes. As somebody who could play maybe a slot receiver position at the next level.
So some NFL scouts that have spent some time around this program that are singing the praises of Max Tomczak. So could be a lot of football left for that young man.
Then the lineage. I mean, his uncle had a long, very successful career in the NFL. Mike Tomczak, who's an assistant here on the staff here at YSU. So yeah, no, I mean, I think he's got a real opportunity, and let's just hope he got a lot of plays left in him here at YSU. Because again, I think Brungard needs him. I mean, he's a key to Brungard's success. Has been Max Tomczak. And so the more we can get him to make big plays in the passing game, I think it's going to help our offense. It's going to bode well for our run as we try to get into the playoffs this year.
Tomczak has a reception now in a school record 41 straight games, and he has at least 4 catches in 23 of his last 26 outings. So production is expected and usually comes from Max Tomczak. Here's Campbell, the tailback, as he sprints ahead near side, and that'll be enough, should be enough for a first down, and it is. The Racers move with under 7 to go.
6:52, under 6:45 here left in the fourth quarter. Now you got a lot of reserves in the game here for the Penguins.
Baxter Wright keeps it off the read option, keeps his footing after the initial contact, and spun down at the 42-yard line.
So this Wright showing some positive signs here for this Murray State offense. Is very talented runner from the quarterback position. We've seen some glimpses of that here in this fourth quarter. So making some plays with his feet.
Right at the line of scrimmage, gets everybody set. Toss out to Campbell, and the Penguins string it out nicely.
Nothing doing there. It looks like on the play for the Penguins getting penetration, there was a Jaga. We've called his name several times today, the young defensive lineman.
Also see number 21, Ross Davidson in there. Seen some time over the last few weeks, redshirt freshman from Salem, Ohio, younger brother of former YSU quarterback Mitch Davidson. Of course, had a great run as a 2-year starter, led the Penguins to the playoffs a couple of years ago. Younger brother Ross, now a defensive back for the Penguins. 3rd and 6 from the 40. Wright will find Campbell, but he's tackled immediately by Isaiah Hackett, who comes up, read it well, makes the play.
Yeah, good job by the pressure in the face of Wright. He was backpedaling, not what you want to do as a quarterback. Backpedaling, throwing off his back foot, just kind of checked it down in the flat area. And a good job by that Penguin defense coming up from his cornerback position. As you said, Dre, that was Hackett making a good open field tackle. So another punt here for Murray State here late in the fourth quarter.
Under the 5-minute mark, penalty marker after the snap. O'Hara fires it down to the 20 where Max Tomczak receives it. We'll check the laundry back near the line of scrimmage with 4:44 left to go in the game. And the Penguins will look to be sending in their backup quarterback as well here late with 4:44 to go, as we'll finally get a look at Colin Seibert, the redshirt freshman, 6'4", 190 from Cleveland, Ohio, who will make his debut.
I got to believe all he's going to do here, Dre, is hand it off. Let's see who's in the game at running back. Looks like for the Penguins coming in. Looks like Tate. Would be Tate Collins, or excuse me, not Tate Collins. I'm sorry. Donald Barksdale coming in at tailback for the Penguins. Number 25. So yeah, a lot of new faces here on the offensive line at wide receiver and at quarterback for the Penguins. So Bo Brungard's day is over. Another great day for Brungard. As Colin Seibert comes in, the redshirt freshman from Cleveland, Ohio, to get some reps.
Brungard finishes his day 22 of 25. He started 13 of 13. Handoff to Barksdale. Spins out of a tackle. What a move by the freshman. Sprints up near midfield. Nice move and acceleration from Barksdale. A true freshman from Munhall, Pennsylvania.
Broke a tackle in the backfield, spun out of it.
Took a face mask still.
Able to get to the perimeter and showed some of that speed. So balanced, the agility and speed there by Barksdale. The young, and you know, with those rules, Dre, you could play 3 games and still keep your red shirt. So this is the first time we've seen him in a ball game this year, and so going to get some work. Give the coaches an opportunity to see him in game action here.
First down up near midfield as we are under 4 to play at Stambaugh Stadium. Penguins going to improve to 5-3 overall, 2-2 in league play. Here's Barksdale, another nice cut.
Yeah,
good
showing
speed. Yeah.
But also that hesitation, that patience, letting things develop in front of him. But yeah, hits it quick.
On the other side, Murray State's going to drop to 0-8 overall, 0-4 in Missouri Valley Football Conference play. Penguins, of course, next week at North Dakota State. See where they stand against the top-ranked Bison. Of course, the Bison have a bit of a challenge
See
tonight.
where it stands. That's an understatement. You'll know exactly where you stand.
That's true.
When you leave, let's put it this way, you'll know if you got a shot to win a title.
That's true. That's true.
Because that's the team everyone in FCS levels got to go through to win a title this year.
Barksdale again will get us to the 3-minute mark. We have a flag behind the play.
A late holding call there coming in. That's what it appears to be. It looks like.
Stop the clock with 3:03 to go.
Young offensive lineman in the game here. Naeem Jackson, 270-pound freshman out of Cincinnati. The offensive line coach, Austin Bujnok, the Penguins recruit that Cincinnati area heavily, and they've been able to land some talent out of that area because of, I think, those connections. Both Doug Phillips and his time he spent at Cincinnati on Coach Luke Fickle's staff, and same thing here with, those guys. They're able to go down and gotten quite a few offensive linemen over the years out of that Cincinnati area, and there's another one.
Coach Phillips talked a lot when he took this job about how you have to build from the lines out in this league, and he is focused on that, and Penguins have been very solid up front throughout his tenure.
Seibert going to throw one here.
2nd and 9. He's going to let it fly. Deep into the end zone,
play.
incomplete. 2 defenders there, good coverage.
Oh, that ball was in the air for about 60 yards. This young kid got an arm, Dre.
Yeah, it was
threw that ball from about his own 40-yard line. That landed right around the goal line, maybe a yard deep in the end zone. So impressive.
See the arm talent from the young redshirt freshman from Cleveland, Colin Seibert.
The ball was it was on the money too, just good coverage. I mean, that throw was to Dominic Julius, or excuse me, Jackson Wiley. But good coverage in the back there for Murray State. Looks like Shannon at cornerback was there, along with, I think, also in coverage there was Boykin.
Handoff to Antoine Gardner, and a nice run as he shows the vision, the speed, and the physicality as he runs to the 39, and it's enough to move the chains on 3rd and 9.
So way to finish that run too. You like to see a guy. We talked about it earlier with Gardner, that his ability to finish a run. He's such a talented young running back. Another one in this stable here at Youngstown State. But Gardner, 6 foot, 210-pound freshman. So imagine him with another 10, 15 pounds of muscle over the next coming years. He'll be a load. And I think that's something we haven't had, though, since we've been in this conference, is a big back. We've had a lot of speedsters. We've had a lot of quick backs, but we haven't had that.
2 minutes left to go.
Back.
2-minute timeout in the fourth quarter. We'll be back after this to round things out. Penguins in front, 51-17. Welcome back here. Final 2 minutes of action. Handoff to Antoine Gardner, or excuse me, on the carry that time, wearing number 29 is Taysir Williams-Clay, the redshirt freshman tailback from Akron, Ohio, and he loses yardage on the first down carry. So before we wrap up our broadcast here today, so our athletics communications department here at YSU always does such a great job looking up those notes and interesting tidbits. So far, from what we can find from resources available, we believe Bo Brungard is just the second FCS QB to have a passing, rushing, and receiving touchdown in the same game. The only other time we believe was Tommy Mellott for Montana State against Sam Houston back in 2021. Among some FBS level players to accomplish that feat are Will Howard, Jalen Hurts, Christian McCaffrey, CJ Spiller, among some others. But Bo Brungard today with not only his normal numbers, 22 of 25 for 248 passing, 2 touchdowns and 2 scores, 64 yards on the ground, but didn't want to forget he caught a touchdown today as well from Fresh Walters on that throwback trick play, and
just puts his name on another list, that's for sure.
50-yard receiving touchdown as well. What can't Bo Brungard do? So another great day for the junior quarterback from New Middletown, Ohio, who of course is the son of former national championship quarterback here at YSU, Mark Brungard.
That'll be the last play of the game, Dre, as the Penguins run it out.
And the Penguins run out the clock, finishing touches on their 5th victory of the season. And the Penguins, and we thought it might be, well, we have a stoppage because of a helmet coming off, so now we're going to have the clock stop with 21 seconds to go. But the Penguins are going to go to 5-3, 2-2 in Missouri Valley Football Conference play with a big date in Fargo next week, while Murray State falls to 0-8, 0-4 in Missouri Valley Football Conference play. Chris, great to be back with you,
Dre,
sir.
always a pleasure.
Too long,
see you in 2 weeks.
Can't wait.
That's a big one.
That's going to be a big one,
the next
regardless.
2 weeks, big games for this Penguin football team.
No doubt.
We'll see what they're made of.
All the best to your son, Chris. Obviously went down with an injury earlier. We hope he can get back.
Hopefully he's recovered.
Yeah, nothing but the best. So, Chris, pleasure. Thank you as always. And for all of those back on the other side watching, we appreciate you tuning in. As always, that'll do it from the Hively Family Television Broadcast Suite here at Stambaugh Stadium, where the final score is the number 21 Youngstown State Penguins 51 and Murray State 17. For Chris Samarone and our entire crew here in Youngstown on homecoming, I am Dre Smith saying so long from the Hively Family Television Broadcast Suite, the Don Constantini Multimedia Center at Stambaugh Stadium, where once again the Penguins of Youngstown State beat the Racers of Murray State 51-17. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. Thanks to everyone for tuning in with us today, and have a great rest of your weekend, everyone.